rape culture.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the Shit I Shouldn't Say podcast. It's your boy Leo Bishop in the building. The gang's all here. We got Caine in the building.
What up? What up?
We got your boy Sleep in the building.
I'm in here. What's up? They call me Bestseller Sleep. Go pick up that new Kingsley tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Here we go.
We also got the producer in here, Jerry Saylor.
I'm tired this morning, fellas.
And it's cold out here.
You hit Caine.
We thought it was going to be snowing a lot this morning.
Yeah, I'm
It's
happy
just
it's
cold
not.
as fuck.
Well, it ain't that bad yet.
It's cold.
Oh, it's going to get real.
Wait till
It's going to get real.
Wait till it's 3 or -3.
I hope it
Then
don't
you
get
gonna
-3.
feel it.
We ain't got time for that.
So
What we talking about today?
We talking about rape.
Ooh,
I know, it seems
ooh, that's
serious
sensitive.
out
Perfect
there, right?
subject
It's a
on a
sensitive
cold
topic.
ass day, right?
Yeah, in the cold day, and that's not.
So
I ain't even gonna start with
cold
rape
in the
jokes.
D.
So let me stop
I hope
before we start. Rape culture is what we talking about today. A lot of people don't even know what that is.
What is rape
First of
culture?
all,
What's that mean?
Hold on, let me
Give us the definition of rape culture,
let
if
me
there
get
is
you-
a definition.
It is, but it's not.
Okay.
But more often than not, in situations in which sexual assault, rape, and general violence are ignored, trivialized, normalized, or made into jokes. That's usually go along with the definition of rape culture. Just how we ignore basically women being violated, mostly women being violated sexually, but men as well.
Okay, hold up. Example. A woman is at a bar or whatever, and she's wearing a very skimpy outfit, maybe a really small skirt.
Right.
You see that ass a little bit. You see the little titties busting out. And then a guy comes over and he starts touching her, or he gets her drunk and then takes her home and have sex with her. And then she says that she felt like she got raped or whatever. And then somebody say, well, look at that outfit you were wearing.
Right.
Pretty much saying she
You were
deserved
asking
it.
for this.
Right.
Exactly.
Because your titties was out.
Right, so she's not allowed to dress promiscuous unless she looking for, that's
Wise
what it's
man once said, okay, you might not be a whore, but
you
you're sure wearing a whore's outfit.
yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like with the police, you wouldn't put on a police uniform and expect people not to come ask you for help. So you got the people who think like that, like, okay, if you're not a whore, maybe you should stop dressing
But
like
in the
one.
side note, they could say that, like, some police try to use that against us as black men. Like, oh, he was dressed like a thug.
Oh, you want to go there today?
Yeah, hey,
Huh?
I mean, we already
You wanna
here.
go there?
It was just an easy one. I figure most people gonna make that connection.
It was a serve. I served that up.
Yeah, so I don't necessarily agree with that, but I
Yeah.
do understand how, like, people stereotype or how people prejudge people. Like, I don't think all prejudice is like the most evil thing in the world, because that's partially how you assess things as a human being. You
Right.
know, how can I assess if you a good looking woman or not, and if I'm not judging you in some way? Or the same thing, even if it comes to a criminal or somebody we may look at like, oh, this person may harm me, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Common sense gonna tell you to just, pay better attention to your surroundings and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, but still, dressing a certain way don't mean you deserve to get that pussy busted up.
Absolutely. It
unwillingly.
definitely does not mean so. But a lot of dudes do think that way. I think it's an old way of thinking, too. Like, back in the day, I always say, like, the 50s and shit. It's just easy to say.
Yeah.
But way back in the day, men get away with all this type of shit.
Well, because women used to be like possessions to us. It was like they were something that you would just get. You could go to a man and give him a damn goat or some money or something, and you just get his daughter. So you got the whole background of that, where women weren't exactly equal to us. They weren't like equal partners. It was just like something that you get, and you get her pregnant, and you make her give you as many kids as possible to fucking run your farm and shit like that. And we're not too far removed from that type of thinking.
It's weird, like looking at the topic, you find out stuff like they talk about like victim shaming. That's part of it. Like if a person get raped, like we was talking about, you blame them based on how they past actions are. You see that with a lot of
celebrities,
people that like politicians. Like it's this dude somewhere, Roy Moore or something. I don't even care about the his race that he running for the Senate or whatnot. I just heard about a scandal, a certain amount of women accusing him of rape. But I was watching this segment of people that's supposed to be voting for him that still support him, and it was a whole lot of that type of jargon mixed in.
So they slut shaming them and making him still look like,
he
never
what about
do
the
this.
past of some of the women that's questionable? Like so.
Hey, I wanna pivot to
tricky,
I wanna kind of pivot to something. It's still within this topic, but it's a little bit different on the really sexual end. Okay, so rape is a really bad thing to women, right?
Clearly.
Yeah. I've encountered so many women that are interested in simulated rape. Why is that?
I think that's different, though. That's almost like
it's
almost like being dominant.
No, but hold on.
Like
it's like if saying that you are not happy with being treated like a Nigger,
right.
but then you going around asking people to simulate that for you. Like, hey, call me a nigger.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. Like, call me a nigger. Profile me, and you doing this for a turn on.
Right.
But then you say that you don't like that kind of stuff. So if rape is like this really big, huge thing to women, I understand that it is. I would say about 80 to 90% of women I've been around want me sexually. Want you to choke them.
You know,
hold on, let me finish. They want you to choke them, pull their hair really hard, grab them, hold them down, and that's always been perplexing to me.
Right.
I think the key thing about that, sorry to cut you off, I think is that they want.
Well, and also the difference between
is they want.
Right. Well, the difference is with rape is pretty much some random motherfucker that you didn't want running you.
But it's actually not. The majority of rapes happen to people who they know.
Well,
it's happening from their friends.
But they want them to fuck.
Right.
You know,
right. But I'm saying like with a choice, like you like, okay, well, I want you to because I'm picking you. I want you to do these things to me, and it's more like a dominant thing. Like, okay, I'll play around with it.
But could you imagine wanting somebody to treat you like a nigger?
I mean, I don't.
But could you imagine wanting that?
I don't understand.
I've heard of dudes being interested, but I'm talking to y'all. Would y'all be interested in that?
No, that don't even sound
appealing. Well, that's my logic here is that if you're not interested in that kind of thing, and that's a really bad thing, why would you ever want anybody to simulate that for either sexual pleasure or any other kind of pleasure at all?
Well, it's because
that's the weird part to me. That's the part I've always had issues with. Like, why do you want me to do this? Because I don't get off on doing that. I don't get off on hurting women or choking a woman till she black out or some shit like that, because it just don't turn me on. And I think if any woman has a man who's interested in doing that, you should probably be a little bit leery of him. That's making his dick really hard to be able to choke you until you fucking black out, because there's something behind that. There's something behind it, and that's gonna go somewhere different one day in his life or in your life if you're still with him.
I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that. The reason I don't is because like you can be into something like, all right, let me like clean it up, right? It's people that's OCD, right? That's into sex.
Right.
But sex itself is disgusting.
It is dirty.
So it's the same thing. It's like as a human being, you got the ability to put your morals aside for shit that you enjoy. Like, and it's just that simple and sick.
Especially when it comes to sex. People tend to.
Do you have anything like that? Something that you detest, but you want people to do it sometimes for any kind of pleasure?
I don't know.
No, you don't.
Usually people
don't.
Usually people are more likely to demoralize their values when it comes to sex, because I don't know, I guess it's like a drug, man. It's the high on sex when people tend to do things that they wouldn't normally do.
How about you?
Nah, I don't have any.
With that type of thing.
I mean, as far as dominant,
there's nothing sexually
I don't consider pulling hair a rape type thing, because I don't know too many rapists. Well, I don't know. I don't know
rapists you know?
That's why I just clean myself up. I don't know.
I don't know too many rapists.
I mean, I just don't consider pulling hair as a rape type.
No, I mean it's everything encompassing.
Like the I mean, because it's women who into bondage and shit like that.
Like
I said, when it comes
rape, all rape ain't like aggressive.
I don't know. That's kind of an oxymoron.
No,
gentle rape.
Because a lot of rape don't have nothing to do with hitting women. A lot of rape is getting them super drunk and different shit like that. A lot of rape, you could just tell them like, don't move.
Maybe I'm thinking.
It's just gonna happen.
Maybe I'm thinking of the old cliche.
You think about it
in the heat of the night.
You think about it in the heat of the
about to say, yeah.
Virgil Tibbs,
Man,
like
throw her on the floor and
That's
have her
fucked
face
up.
down. She crying and
That's
you
old
just ripping
school
it.
and
Or,
shit,
or that prison shit. I didn't know it was a new school rape.
No, I'm
I guess
talking
it's
about
the
the show
drug.
in the heat
I'm
of the night
still,
is
but that's
old
still
school.
rape. I didn't know the game changed. I know they got pills and shit, but I feel like that's like kind of.
No, I'm saying
that's
it's
kind of
I'm
like
just saying there's
cheating
different
when
types
it
of
comes-
dudes.
I
Like
guess.
you
I
got
don't
some rapists that like you got aggressive dudes that rape people. Then you also got like real sensitive
I
passive.
know, but
creeps.
rape is rape.
You know,
when you
no,
get to the point of rape, I guess it was
all I'm-
unwilling sex.
That's my point. What I'm saying is somebody can take, advantage of somebody without, beating them up. and
Right.
shit,
Well, I
is
know,
what I'm
I
saying.
get that
Yeah,
part, but I'm
that's
just
all.
saying.
Yeah,
at the
just
end of
like
the
in-
day-
just
end
like
of
in
the day,
prison.
she's still
Some
waking.
dudes that have a weapon, and the weapon itself is
Yeah.
what exudes the
Yeah.
violence, and they just do the
Well,
deed in the same.
Well, just like in prison, like you could get
way.
extorted and all types of shit. Niggas ain't got to put a hand on you. They just
Yeah.
talk to you like, "Hey, we just need you to do this. Just do it and get it done." And most of these situations happen that way, including rape.
That's what
But-
happened with a lot of celebrity rape. Go ahead though.
Check this out. Emily Leona from our social media, she gave us an answer on the whole choking and sexual thing. She said, it's about trust. We want you to choke us. It's because we chose you and we are comfortable with you. Most men I've been with haven't been overly excited to choke me, but when I say it, then they'll do it for
I
me.
won't do it. I'm
Who,
sorry.
who was
I mean,
that?
I've
Can you tell her to
I
friend
might
request me?
place my I might place my hand on your throat, but I don't think I'm gonna apply pressure. You
I mean-
just gonna get a fake ass
mean,
choke.
I-
You gonna
exactly,
get a hand on
yeah,
the throat.
yeah.
I'm not applying any pressure.
I'll firmly place
I
a
don't get
hand on your
nothing.
throat.
I'm not trying to see you red or
But
blue in the face.
It
to
don't
fuck
do
the shit out of
anything
you.
for me.
It's nothing.
It really don't. It's just like
scary.
I'll do it because I know it's gonna turn you
But if
on.
it did do something for you, you
I'll
wouldn't
pull your
consider
hair.
yourself sick though.
I would.
I wouldn't consider
Something wrong
myself
with
sick,
you?
but I would consider
No,
that.
I mean, because that's what you into.
but
I'm
I would
not into it.
hold on. But I would consider that that's a steep hill that I could
Yeah.
be rolling down
Yeah.
at that point.
I
Good.
agree.
Because the severity
I
of
agree.
shit don't start out severe. It start
That's
out
true.
with really small stuff, and then eventually you choking the
That's
bitch till
right,
she
man.
can't breathe no
Seriously.
more, and
I
then
mean,
eventually you start having desires of having sex with her while she's totally knocked out, and like these things just go. I know because
some Ted Bundy
because
shit.
I'm in the era of porn.
Sex
you know,
is a gateway.
exactly.
Porn will have you doing all types
Exactly.
of shit.
As a kid, titties used to
you
get
should-
you off, and
yeah.
you would be rocked up if you saw a pair of titties. But the more you get into porn and stuff like that, titties can't do shit for me now.
that
Them
rabbit
shits
hole.
is like an elbow to me.
That rabbit
It,
hole.
yeah, it don't mean anything to me if I see titties.
It's
the
like
further
it's
you
perfect
go, the more you
example.
need.
It's like if a girl was like,
All right,
hey,
so I got another question.
Go ahead.
It's actually weird, like that. Talking about this lead to this part of the question. So now, what we was alluding to originally was the woman in the bar or whatever
Right.
the case may be. So a lot of times, especially this day and age, women are more free.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the social media age or whatnot, you see a lot more.
Right.
Promotion of the physical body from
Mm-hmm.
women, like more than ever before. So it's more of the opportunity, the platforms being there too. But I do think a lot of women are more embracing their bodies and
should.
different types of bodies and all that.
Self love,
They
you
should.
gotta love. Hashtag you
should.
gotta love
If
yourself.
you got a body, flaunt it. What's
All right.
wrong with that?
So that makes me think now. Do you think we should be like more exposed to the female body? Because of some women believe that like part of the reason why some dudes are creeps and they instantly turn into like savages when they see an ass or a titty and can't help but grab it is partially because they aren't exposed to it, or partially because the so-called rape culture
Let me answer this.
overly promotes that.
Let me
type
answer
of
this.
shit.
I was talking to a woman the other day, and we were talking. She's a nurse, and we were talking about like breastfeeding and shit like that,
Right.
and women wanting breastfeeding to become more of a common thing where they don't have to hide it and shit like that. And what I was explaining to her was that's never going to be possible in our society until we normalize
Titties?
women's chests.
Yeah.
Because men's chests are normalized. I could come up on my shirt
Yeah.
right now, wouldn't nobody think anything. But a woman's breasts are seen as sexual objects,
Right.
and they always have been in our society.
And they're really
There's
not.
never going to be a time where a woman
Right.
is going to be able to just pull her titties out in public, and men are not going
Right.
to gawk at it until it becomes normalized.
Right.
And
Till
what I
we
mean
see
by
them all the
normalized
time.
is
Right.
what I mean by normalized is that we have to they got to start putting titties on television
All
and
the time.
movies,
It's
regular
like other
TV.
countries
Right,
and
make it
shit.
common.
Yeah, like it need to be common.
Because
They
titties
just fucking
are
titties.
not really for us. They're for nurturing. That's what they was made
And if
for.
that's what you're trying to sell it as, you're
Right.
trying to tell us that titties are not a sexual object, they're for kids, then we need to normalize them. They
Right.
need to be on television. We need to see women walking around in public.
the
And that's
irony.
gonna take a lot of time, honestly. That'll
Right.
probably take that'll take a whole generation to not see breasts as a sexual object.
Hey, think about what you
because
just
they
said.
are seen
You
that way.
just said titties are for kids, but yet women shield them for kids, from kids.
Yeah.
It's like y'all, they're for kids.
Yeah,
I mean,
we just trip on everything sexual in our society is super taboo.
Yeah,
but
it is.
in the same, like, just think about it, regular TV. If you saw a pair of titties on regular TV and your kid was watching Fox or something, you'd be like, "What the fuck is going on?" Look, but on that same television show, they'll show a dude walk up and blow another dude's head off, and we won't think nothing about that.
Yeah.
We are totally okay and desensitized to murder, death, violence, drugs, and shit.
Yeah.
But let some titties pop up on screen.
Oh my God!
You writing in to the motherfuckers like, "What's going on
You
here?"
writing an email and shit.
I think as soon as we did that as a society, normalized just sex in general,
Yeah,
they'd have a really hard time using sex to sell things like they do now.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
True.
I agree.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it like that.
I
There's
didn't
a
either.
lot of advertising dollars behind sexual
Behind
activity,
titties.
music, sex sells
everything.
everything.
Nigga.
Sex sells sex.
Sex.
Nigga, fuck it.
just- but it never get old.
Sex sells
But it never
right.
get old.
Sexy bras and shit gonna plummet.
That's true.
Victoria's Secret
Yeah.
can kiss
It's
their ass
all-
goodbye
it's-
the second them
fuck
titties
the
is
bras.
normalized.
I mean, you know what's crazy? Like
We're just
another
gonna be getting
thing
rocked
is
up
like
to the
how
fucking
we
commercial.
shame, like how we as a culture or
Are you
society,
speaking
I
of
should
slut
say,
shaming
like
now?
yeah, we slut shame women and stuff like that, right? But on the flip side, like, so how good is shame?
Hold
Shame
on, time
is
out. We
good.
gotta put a definition on
Like-
this slut shaming
like-
because we means men and women slut shame.
Yes.
That's a goddamn lie.
Actually, women slut shame more
Women
than men
are
do.
the slut shamers. Let's stop. Men don't slut
No,
shame.
we do slut shame.
Well, how? How do we slut
We do.
shame?
I think
Let's
we
be
slut
honest.
appreciate.
What
I
guys?
appreciate
What
slut.
guys slut shame?
Let me tell you. Listen. Dudes slut shame.
when they can't get the pussy.
No.
That's it.
No.
They don't believe
Dude
that.
when dude looking for his wife.
You
What's
right.
wrong with? Hold on,
No,
time out.
listen. When
I
you
know
looking
I'm gonna
not
let
just
you
your
finish,
wife,
but
when you looking for your woman, the
What?
woman you want to be your only woman,
out.
you slut shaming
well,
her.
time
like
out.
a
Listen,
motherfucker.
listen,
Like maybe
listen.
not
This is
like
what I don't
outwardly,
understand.
but you in your mentally, you like, man, I hope she ain't a hoe. Like you trying to
What's the
like,
definition of a hoe? I mean, if we talking about her, it's showing her body and being proud of her body. Listen, I'm the type of guy that if I got a girl and she got a nice body, listen, I ain't sitting here saying go post pictures of yourself, but I don't have a problem with you walking around in something sexy. Like I don't want you dressing like a fucking nun, but with when you go outside, like if you sexy, that's how I met you.
Pull them
You got
titties out.
I got the confidence in knowing that you ain't gonna step out on me. That's what you. I mean, what's the point in having somebody to look good with a great body if you gonna try to lock them in all the time? Don't show your body. I ain't sitting here saying show your tits, but I'm saying like some guys they get women, they got great bodies, and then they try to what you wearing that out for?
Right.
She wear the shit out. That's what attracted you to her. I don't see men slut shaming. Men don't slut shame. Like Sleep said, they only slut shame when they trying to block another motherfucker or they know they can't get the
right.
pussy.
He either
Like
overly,
women
he
slut
either
shame.
overly aggressive,
and women do the same. Women slut shaming is because they either insecure as fuck and they jealous of another woman. But when it's
Right.
them, even if they built like a bag of groceries, motherfucking bitches be still trying to expose their damn
Yeah,
body.
I don't think that's all of it, but that is most of it. You do got a certain
It's
percentage of
jealousy.
people that like.
That's the only reason why you would.
You got a
slut
certain
shame.
people that slut shame, like
Especially
I'm saying, like
especially
culturally,
religious
yeah, that's
people.
What I'm getting
Especially
at.
religious people.
Just the same way we talking about like most dudes is taught to look at women a certain way and whatnot. You got religious people that's taught to look at the whole topic in that way. So they shaming people without
they
even
shaming
having.
everything,
They
though.
not even trying to understand what's going on.
Well,
It's
listen,
just
I want
all
to talk.
judgment.
I want to talk about something that's kind of dear to my heart, and it's something about me.
Okay.
Something that I don't really talk about
Hold
a
on
lot.
one
What's
second.
that?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I've had a past of being sexual promiscuous.
Oh, for real?
I have.
You?
I have. It's something that
Goddamn.
I've come to grips with, and I can talk about it in public now.
Jesus.
But I've had a past of
This is new.
sexual promiscuity. But okay, and the thing with that is that if we talking about slut shaming, okay,
Right.
I lost my train of thought because clearly this is bullshit.
Oh, no shit.
I'm not nervous about it. But the thing is, like, okay, if you talking to different women, and you talking to different women about like having sex and being sexual promiscuous, a woman will hit me up, right? Say via inbox. We could go, but it's not necessary today. We can go back to the MySpace days. But since I've been on social media, a woman will hit me up and they'll want to have sex, right? Just
Right.
like I want to have sex. But they will have to go out of their way to let me know that they're not a whore. And if we have sex on the first day, that they're not a whore. They don't want me to think that that they are a whore and different things like that. I think we just really, as a society, we got to get away from that.
Right.
That sex makes you a whore.
No.
Like, no, you're. And I always tell them, like, listen, you're an adult.
Exactly.
You're an adult woman. If you are attracted to me and I'm attracted to you,
We gonna have sex.
Why can't we? Exactly.
Right.
Why can't we do what comes natural to
Exactly.
people? As long as we protect ourselves and we are, ain't nobody getting hurt, ain't nobody
need to
being raped or
understand.
anything like that. Why do you have to, give me the premise of to begin with that, okay, I'm not a whore. This ain't something that I normally do. First of all, I don't believe you.
Right.
Second of all, it don't fucking matter.
Exactly. I want
It's
some good
irrelevant.
sex. I'm looking at you. I want some good sex.
Or do we got to go through the whole dog and pony show of me taking you to Applebee's? We got to get the 2 for $10 meal, and then take you home and act like everything cool, and then the next day you let me fuck.
Right.
Like if that's the case, you still a hoe. If that's what you're going on, if you're basing it on that kind of logic, like us getting a meal inside of us or us doing it on the second day don't make you any less of a whore.
That's borderline prostitution.
Right. Can we just skip the meal and just fuck then?
Exactly.
And then we see if we like each other, because if we like each other, all the other shit gonna come anyway, the hanging out, the eating and shit. Like just give me the pussy, because I ain't gonna be able to focus on nothing you saying until I get the pussy.
Right, exactly. And that's honesty.
I mean,
that's honesty.
Just being honest.
Exactly. And I feel like listen, slut to me to a man, in my opinion, is all right when we get together and we together, and then I'm giving you the D, and then you still out here searching for more D. That's when I'm gonna sit here and say you a fucking slut. That's what I'm calling a slut, because you got the D. If you want to give up your pussy to whoever you want, and you single, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that. You single, you don't hold no ties to nobody. Who told you gotta fucking choice. I mean, you are able to do what the fuck you want to do. But when you're in a relationship and then you just constantly looking for more dick, yeah, all right, now you're a fucking slut.
Well, my definition of a slut would be a woman that's trading off her body for possessions. Not because I don't give a fuck if you fuck 10 dudes in a month, as long as you were attracted to those dudes and you protected yourself. But when you start fucking people who you wouldn't normally fuck, you're not attracted to them because he got a nice car.
Right, for game.
Because he got a nice car, because he popular or something. You wouldn't normally not in your daily life fuck him because you're not attracted to him.
Or you bored.
But because he got something nice. Yeah. That's what I would call a whore, because you're trading your own body for possessions.
What about women who emotionally have sex? Like they just want sex just because they feel empty and they feel
they just want to be next to somebody. I think I have more empathy for that type of person, because I feel like that's more of a psychological issue, probably something stemming from childhood, mom not being around, dad not being around, or whatever. But that's a bad idea, because men have no connection to sex emotionally. So if they don't? What if they just like just want something physical, and they just like, all right, it just does something for me for the moment. I don't want. But that's physical. You said emotional.
Well, I'm just saying it's still like, okay, it ties in sometimes. Like, I want the physicalness. It still helps them feel like emotionally they care for it, because it's like a physical. Sex is a.
But which is it? Are they doing it because they need the physical gratification?
Ultimately, it is emotional.
Now, if it's emotional for them, that could be dangerous having sex with men, because it's not emotional for us. So after the sex, they want to cuddle and do different shit like that, because they start to get emotional about it, and men aren't on it. Men gonna hit you with like, what you about to do? Right. And then they start feeling some type of way, and then that's when they start feeling like they're getting used and shit like that. And I've dealt with that as well.
Man, now y'all just said a lot there. I can't really say I disagree with most of any of that.
I want you to answer this question, Leo. Christy said, "Okay, so what if the chick not only fucked 10 dudes but got 10 baby daddies? But got 10 baby daddies. Is that still not a whore?"
I mean,
I think she's stupid as fuck. I mean, I wouldn't. It ain't really about being a whore. I would think that she has ulterior motives, like she must be trying to get over on the system, or she's just really dumb, and she probably was like in slow classes and she aged out of school.
Everything's situational, I mean, but if you just speaking in general, if anybody here in this day and age that somebody got, fuck any day and age, if you hear somebody got 10 kids by 10 different people, I don't care who you are, what culture you come from, or how free you are. Man, you gonna think that person is a hooker, a hoe, a slut, or something like that. I'm just being honest. Like I'm not sitting here thinking that all labels need to be removed or whatever, because that's how we define shit as people. That ain't never gonna happen.
Right.
You can change the word, and just like when it come to like handicap and retarded. At one point retarded was considered the nice way to speak on people with disabilities or whatnot.
Now it's offensive.
Yeah, it's like things change, but my thing is like shame. The level of shame is what changes shit. It's good and bad. I don't think we should truly get rid of shame. We should just keep using it for good. It's like evil and shit.
I think in my history with hoes, and what I've seen of these hoes,
I got hoes.
What I've seen of these hoes is they're not gonna be getting pregnant. Hoes out here using Plan Bs. Hoes out here using abortions and shit like that. Listen,
right now,
if a woman has 10 kids, I'm only left to believe that that's purposely. She's doing it because most women with 10 kids, it's either a religious type of thing where they don't use, protection, different shit like that, or she's trying to work the system. a hoe is not gonna do anything to stop her hoeing.
that is
So
fucking up
having
the
kids is gonna stop her hoeing
And you
for a
can't
good
even-
5 to
and
6
you
months. So
can't
she's
even-
not gonna even allow that to stop her hoeing
You can't
because
even
she's
milk the
making money off
system.
of her body
This
and
ain't
shit.
the 90s. You can't even milk the system like that. Having
Exactly.
kids like that.
Right.
So it wouldn't even be beneficial to have 10 kids because it seemed like they only gonna give you so much anyway.
She said
At some
automatically whore if more than one baby daddy. I don't.
That's ridiculous.
I don't agree
and
with that. That's
stupid.
nonsense.
Like, she's stupid as hell for saying that because right now, for example, I'm pretty sure that's a young lady. If she break up with her boyfriend or husband right
You
now,
done? You done for the rest of your life?
Can you guarantee forever you won't have any more children?
exactly.
Like, come on, man. You could be 20 years old and shit go wrong with the first person. You
Man,
thought,
I got hella
You
baby
thought you
mamas.
was gonna be with this person for the rest of your life, and they made fucked up decisions. They don't have nothing to do with you, and they completely fuck up now. You forbidden from having kids the rest of your life because they was on some dumb shit.
I didn't think I was going to have multiple baby moms, but it's like when you're young, say 19, 20, you get with the person who you believe is your first love and you think y'all going to make it forever. Y'all end up having a kid or two. Then boom, 25 comes and then y'all break up not because anything bad happened, but because
Life.
you went from 19 to being 25 and you a totally different motherfucker you was when you was 19 and she's different too. So y'all break up. Now you 25 years old and you got a kid or two by this person. So what, you supposed to hang it up? Like, you're not going to find nobody else and fall in love. So then you get another relationship, another long-term relationship. And then y'all have a kid because y'all love each other. That's what people do when they love each other. They have kids. That happens. They stop using protection and shit and they want to share something together. Boom, you got another kid. Now, say y'all break up when y'all 28, 29, 30. What you done? You still a very young person. You only about 30% done with your life. And that's how people end up with more baby moms and baby dads. Not because anybody's a whore, but just because life happens.
Yeah,
Ain't nobody gonna
definitely.
hang it up at
Yeah.
25 and shit. Like, I'm still young.
We need to be better at judging people.
We need
other
to
people.
stop
You know,
judging.
no, we can't stop. That's
Well, we
never
have
gonna
to.
happen,
Well, I
though.
mean, it's
Once
a lot of
again,
people
that's how
living
you
in a
was-
glass house,
but
though,
that's how
man.
you
They
was-
throwing some big ass boulders,
You
bro.
just got to be willing to.
Like, I'm getting tired of this
Motherfuckers
shit.
got to be willing to humble themselves and check
That's the key
themselves because
word.
we always going. Once again, that's how you assess life and people.
How do you
You
judge?
can't help but
Hold on,
judge.
man, it's a lot of
Hold
people
up, y'all. She said that she didn't say it was right. She said that's the way people be viewing it.
Right.
That if a woman got more
but
than
that's
one.
the thing about it. Like,
okay,
you know how many
that's
people out here
ridiculous.
who judge and they shit is worse or like
usually
it's feel
done.
like we judge to make ourselves
You
feel
know why?
better.
Well,
Once
of course
again,
we
it's the
do.
same thing. Like, I think it's dangerous for you to text and driving, but I got this.
Right.
While
Hey,
I'm
man, I
doing
can
it,
say-
I'm in control.
I'm not promoting it.
Shit,
I'm bad
nigga,
at it.
I'm like 5,000 and old with texting and
Shit,
driving. I ain't
fucked-
never got no accident.
shit, I have my passenger side fucking mirror is broke because of texting and driving,
See?
and I still ain't stopped.
You need to stop.
Look,
man.
niggas got to kill me.
Right.
That's
I'm
the
on
only way
that
I'm gonna
getting that
stop.
text
Something
out.
bad got to happen.
It's
If
gonna
don't-
happen.
If don't nothing bad happen, I'm
All
getting.
right,
I'm getting.
I got a question.
I'm getting
right?
my message
All right,
off.
so do y'all? All right, so we already established. I think we all agree that there is a rape culture, whatever that may be. It exists on some level, right? Next question: shame. We shame people
Shame.
into. Hold on, shame is what kind of created the culture, and it's a part of the culture. How to keep it going. All right, let's shame the victim. Let's to keep the shit going, right? All right, on the flip side, the victims, and women especially, minorities in some ways, right? We have shamed our ways to equal rights or to better rights. So that's the flip side of it. Like, so should we like stop shaming shit, period, or should we just be better at judging? I already know the answer, but I just want y'all to
Give me
speak
an
on it.
example.
All right,
Give me an
perfect
example.
Sexual like using your position to get sexual favors from women. You know, like Harvey Weinstein and Matt Lauer and all this type of shit, right?
Hugh Hefner.
Or, well, that's different.
Nah,
That's
just
different.
playing. Nah, I'm just
He
fucking
wasn't in
around.
denial
Nah,
about
I'm
it.
just
He
fucking
was
around. I know what
totally
you're saying.
open
Nah, I
about
know
it.
what
That's
you're saying.
different.
Yeah.
Now, people using their
Their
position,
powers.
power,
Steve
money,
Plus,
whatever the
yeah.
case may be, to threaten other people or to use that to trick them out of them the body.
Okay,
Whatever.
I got to answer. I got to
Do
answer
you
on
think
that.
that's wrong?
I got to answer on that. But don't we all do that?
I'm
Hold on. In our daily lives, because let's say, for example, say I'm a single guy, and women are.
No, I don't think so. But go ahead, I'll let you finish.
Okay, listen. So say that I'm a single guy, and different women want me, just like different women might want that job from him, right?
Right.
Women know that they have to have sex with me in order to even have a chance, because there are so many other women that want to be with me.
Right.
So in order for them to even get a chance at me taking them seriously, they know at some point, or in probably as quick as possible, that they gotta fuck me. They might not even be ready to do it 100% yet, but they feel like if they don't do it, that another girl's gonna move in and do it. Ain't that kind of like the same situation?
Great.
They're just doing it for a job, but this woman might be doing it to be with me. She might not even be ready. She might want to wait a month
Can
or
I
two.
be a part of your interview process? Damn.
But no, see, that's how it works. Because a lot,
he whole
listen,
interviews,
because
like, damn, you gotta
because a
fuck-
lot of women aren't ready to
fucking
have
be
sex
there.
that early. But a lot of women know that, okay, I like this dude and I want to be with him. And if I don't fuck him, somebody else is gonna fuck him. So I just need to get in where I fit in, and then worry about the rest later. A lot of women do that sexually.
That's different though. Like when
How's
I'm
it
talking,
different?
All right, the difference is like
It's for a position, right?
no, the
But he
difference-
mean possessions
see,
in your position
The
of
difference
power,
is
I
this:
guess.
like these motherfuckers was like, and Harvey Weinstein to be like, all right, you come to the wherever place, and we're gonna talk about your career. We're gonna talk about the script,
Right.
Or Matt Lauer on some bring such and such files to my office, and you come in and I hit the button to lock the door, and then I pull my dick out. Like that's different.
You mean for
than-
like a
But hold up, but
that's
a career
Like,
game?
Hold up, but there's still
Yeah.
there's still a goal.
Well, he's
of
mean,
course,
he
it's
mean,
always
he mean
a
like
goal.
He mean
What
like
I'm saying,
he
you
don't
not
mean like a
walking
relationship
around like-
game.
You ain't
He
walking
mean like
around
a
with your
career
dick
game.
just like enticing all of them. Like you want it, and if you don't, you fired from life. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's different. Like, these people get backlash and their careers be stalled, and they use threats and examples of other people that they may have, shitted on in the past because them not going or falling for the trick. People be intimidated by this stuff. Why wouldn't somebody be intimidated not to fuck with you? It's many other people that they can choose to be with in life. They don't need to fuck with you. A lot of people feel like they are made to believe that they need to do this in order to keep their career.
Right.
Yeah, I
you
know,
mean- you mean a career
but
game.
like you could say a person don't need to fuck with you. They could go find somebody else. These motherfuckers could go find other jobs too. Matt
But if
Lauer
you
ain't the only
working-
motherfucker out here.
But if you didn't pay,
They want to work for
Hold
him,
on, but
just
if-
like a girl might want to be with you.
Hold on,
She
but
knows she got other options,
it's-
just like those women know that they got other
It's
employment
different,
options.
though. It's different. Imagine like paying all this money for all this school,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you go to school for X amount of years, and then you working in the best place ever, right?
Right.
You working in NBC or something, or
Mm-hmm.
for Harvey Weinstein. This is top of the food chain when it comes to your industry. It's not only are you top of the food chain career wise, you also dealing with top of the food chain type of celebrity people. So
Right.
you're dealing with the power and the fame
Illuminati.
coming from both sides of it, along with the regular shit. It's people that fall for these tricks, just for little fucking hourly clerical jobs and
Right.
shit. So imagine if you NBC or this top Weinstein company and shit, people falling for this at a greater rate, and when it comes to the Harvey Weinstein case, this dude was like extra aggressive, like on some Debo prison rape type shit, along with all of that, so some of the women feel shame. They feel like they was like tricked into it. Some feel like they was straight up raped. So it's different like levels to it and shit, but I just can't say like that's the same thing. It's nowhere near the same thing in my opinion.
I think it's very much.
a form
it's very
of it.
much the
Hold
same.
on, it's a form of it.
There's a goal that you want, and you're more likely to do something sexual to get that goal.
Okay.
The two goals aren't the same. One is a
Alright.
relationship. One is a job. But
In
it's
a sen-
exactly
in a-
the same
in a,
thing.
In a sense, you right on the technical
I
level. I guess
see
the
what both of
difference-
y'all saying, but I see what Leo's saying because the risk is a greater loss if you
Alright,
don't
so
do
that
it
make
with-
me just-
like, I mean, worst case scenario, you don't get
But
to
is
fuck
it a greater
sleep.
loss?
Because, I'm saying like,
Hold up, but their goal is to be with you.
Right.
Their goal isn't to fuck you. Their
well,
goal
what he's
is to
saying
be
is,
with you.
you say, okay, so for them, they lose. They don't get to get with you because most 9 times out of 10 they ain't gonna get to get with you anyway. They get to fuck you.
I know, but that's the goal.
Right. But with the Harvey Weinstein thing is, this is my career, my life. Worst case scenario, like Leo saying, like, all right, I ain't get to fuck sleep, but
I know-
I'll find another
Hold
similar
up,
sleep.
but you keep saying that it ain't about fucking sleep. It's about being in a relationship with somebody you want to
Right.
be with.
But-
So what's more important, a career goal or being happy with somebody? Because that's
Well,
the goal.
he's saying it's like, I mean, you saying that they similar.
This ain't about
They are
this ain't
similar.
about sex because they don't want to fuck him either. Just
Right.
like they
But
might
they
not
don't
want to
wanna
fuck me,
lose
but the
NBC.
goal is a
See, like,
relationship.
it's hard.
The
They
goal
don't
is a
wanna
great
lose
career.
NBC.
The big difference is this though, like you talking about women more or less that want to like sleep their way up the ladder.
Right.
I'm talking about chicks that ain't even thinking about sleeping. They are made. Bitch, heck go the ladder.
Right.
And
Yeah.
my dick is
Fuck
the
me.
elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
The escalator.
and
Fuck the ladder.
and it's-
You about to get to the top ASAP.
It's always
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
always been that way in Hollywood. I don't believe that they don't think that that's the case, but because it's always been that way. That shit ain't nothing new.
See, but that's
Yeah,
the
it's been that way for years.
Exactly, that shit ain't nothing new. Any woman that's that high up in Hollywood, she already know the drill
But
because
that's
she probably been propositioned with that or been doing that since the very bottom. Hollywood been a sleazy, nasty, dirty ass place.
You hearing
That shit
that,
don't
too.
just pop up with Matt Lauer or whatever. Shit, his interns was doing that to her before she even got in the mailroom. Like that shit start real early. We talking auditions and shit. Just to get an audition, bitches got to fucking
Yeah, you
shit.
actually
So by the
hear
time
that,
you
too.
get to him, You done already been through the ringer multiple times because that's just the culture there.
A lot of women celebrities that came out recently and actually said that same thing. You know.
Yeah, it's just dirty as fuck like that. Like,
but that's the point I'm getting to is that like the shaming or whatever is to the point now. The shaming is real high. I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but it seemed like a whole lot of scandals is coming out. You raped me X amount of months or years ago, and you know all that is coming to fruition for all of them. Now, I think that I know, but the point that women is making mostly because it happened to them most of the time. It ain't that we denying that it happens, and you 100% right. But the thing is, they saying that the shit shouldn't happen. They shouldn't have to worry about being promoted with the dick, you know, in order for them to make it up to the higher position. You know what I'm saying?
Promoted with the dick.
Like a lot of this shit is brought to them. They looking like, look, I can't help how my body look. I might look good to you. I'm probably coming to work feeling like I'm at my ugliest point, and here you go sexually harassing me on the constant because it's normal.
Well, listen, not to that extent, but. And I think that that's very wrong, and women shouldn't have to deal with that. I don't want to say but because there is no but. Period. It's just wrong. But to an extent, we all have to do things in jobs that we don't want to that we don't want to do in order to get the job. But you know, not sexually. Like, say your resume is dope as fuck. You got a super dope resume, and then you got an interview that you got to go to. Can you just show up any kind of way? Of course not. No. You have to fit certain criteria. The person got to feel comfortable with you. It's something totally outside of your resume that's going to end up getting you that job, because a lot of people got that resume. Mm-hmm. So with these women, it might be 100 women that have the same resume as her. So in order to be into that type of business, women got to understand you're gonna have to do stuff. Period. It's not right, but that's just the way it is. And if you don't want to have to deal with it, I would say you probably need to find a different career path, because that place is just terrible, and that's the way things work, because there is so many other options. Like, why do I got to pick you? It's a bitch sitting outside in the waiting room with a better resume than you, and she gonna suck my dick. So why would I pick you?
She want to do it.
Exactly. Right. She coming to do it. And
she's ambitious.
And her resume doper than yours.
Right. Ambitious too.
Exactly. I'm not saying that it's right, but I mean, it is what it is. You got to know what industry that you getting in and what it entails.
You're right.
And we all know that it entails that, so we could just keep on sitting around saying, but that's not right though. But it's not right. But they run it though. It's they shit.
It's just like that in every industry, you know.
Exactly.
It's just like where you work now. Like, I'll be doing a great job or whatnot and feel like I'm successful or whatnot, but somebody else can come through that work less, and they're less effective with the work, but they kiss ass at a greater rate, you know. Yeah. So it's the same thing. Like, you know, people can use whatever they want, any alternative motives or actions to get where they need to go, while you trying to do it on the up and up. It ain't always that way.
Chris, get that pat on the back.
I got a question for you, Chris. It's from I want to know how you feel about this. Jonisha on our social media said, women and men have a choice. They choose to do what they did and have done, and then years later they want to bring it up. For what? If it was so bothersome to you, you wouldn't have done it to begin with. What do you think about that? That at the end of the day, it comes down to a choice.
Right.
If that dude ain't holding you down and raping you, you had sex with him. Like in some of these cases with these news dudes and different shit like that, you chose to have sex with him, and then years later, you want to come back and say that you felt pressured into it, or this and that. Because at the end of the day, you still had a choice. Right. You still pulled your panties off.
Kind of like the Bill Cosby thing, right?
Yeah,
like after
so
it happened.
How did you feel about that?
I mean, it is a choice, but that don't mean you can't bring it back up. I mean, it depends on what you're bringing it up for.
But how long can you be bringing shit back up? That shit kind of bothered me.
I mean,
like, you can't be bringing up shit 30 years later.
If you're looking for some
man.
closure, I mean, you should have brought that shit up.
You extra late on the closure.
Right, yeah. I mean, and I guess it depends on the situation.
You done had a transvaginal mesh.
Sex-wise, you are not allowed to call. Listen, there's a
That ain't even the same pussy no more.
Hold on.
Don't talk to me about.
I'm gonna be reasonable with this. I'm gonna be reasonable with this, and I'm sorry. And it might sound I don't want to sound wrong because it's a touchy subject. But since we talking about rape, sex-wise, you have, in my opinion, a 72-hour grace period to fucking come out and say I feel raped, and that's pretty reasonable.
You're talking about as an adult.
You got 3 days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Clearly, as a child, that's different.
Right.
I'm gonna give you 3 days as a fucking adult to assess the situation and be like, did that feel good? Honestly, I'm being generous because honestly, you know after you fucking done if that was fucking rape or not. Like,
motherfucker show up 30 years later.
Your pussy wasn't
You know about
drunk.
10 seconds into it
if
it's rape or not.
But if you was drunk or you was date raped, clearly you gonna wake up the next morning like, okay, that you should know back then, right then. Like, did I have sex?
It offends the shit out of me when you say that, okay, this man raped you, right? But your ass done went and had 4 different relationships. You done went and had 2 other kids. You done went on 15 vacations. You done had 4 different careers. And then later on, now you like,
I
you know
was
what?
raped.
You know what? 35 years ago, motherfucker did rape me. Motherfucker did rape me. Like, come on, you done lived a whole lifetime and shit, and now you bringing this back up?
The rape is here.
Like, I'm not saying that it don't happen, but it actually being raped is in question. Because you didn't seem to care for the first 30 years.
Let me do what I do. Y'all know what I do.
Do your thing.
All right, let me flip it.
Devil's advocate.
Let me flip it. All right.
You the attorney for bullshit.
Now, thank you. But now I can agree with y'all to a great extent. But it's always some people that can't handle certain shit that happened to them, right?
Right.
Now check this. Now,
Check this.
It's some people that get raped, right? That actually like the person that raped them. On one way,
still after the fact.
Like for
it's
example,
like me saying I like y'all.
Just like you got a friend, right? You got a friend.
We friends,
but
you punch me in my goddamn face. I don't like you no more.
You confused about how you feel about me.
I ain't confused no more.
No.
You punch me in my goddamn face.
Once you hurt me, we ain't cool no more.
I mean, that you might feel that way in the moment of passion, but what I'm saying, listen, I'm gonna speak from my own perspective.
I know.
I have people that I know in my life that have wronged me, right? And part of me feel like, man, fuck you. But the other part of me, like, you still remember the good times. And,
Leo, it's levels to the wrong.
Let me finish. Let me finish. I know this to be true only because I have, like, seen this in, like, documentaries and shit like that and heard, like, people actually speak on it. People get raped. For example, people get raped or something, speak on molestation. I know it's child shit involved, but they'll love the person that violated them. Or a wife might be raped by her husband. She loved him, but he took the pussy, right? Technically. She didn't want to give it to him.
Hold up, but if that's your wife, can you take the pussy? Hold up, that's a different conversation.
No,
Go ahead.
I think you can. I do think rape is rape.
I mean, I kind of own you and you own me, so whatever. But we'll get back there. Go ahead.
That's why I personally don't look at marriage as. I don't think you can own another person on any situation.
If we get married, I own you and I can't rape you. But go ahead. Well, that's another story for another day.
Anyway, as I was saying, people can be in a relationship with somebody and be raped. The man or the woman want the sex at the time and you don't want to give it up. They take it, that's rape. They can take it with force and all of that, right? Now you looking like, damn, I love this person. I don't want to put them in jail. But they did take the pussy. So I might have to separate myself from this motherfucker. And I don't want to put them in prison. Check this. 10 years from now, you find out that, ex-girlfriend or ex-whatever person was raped by your ex. Now you probably like, oh shit, this motherfucker.
This nigga raping everybody.
He raping everybody. It ain't just a one-time thing and I'll try to protect him.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife.
Exactly. So this happened with a lot of the celebrities and shit. A lot of these chicks be like, I just thought like he was tripping.
It was a bad night.
I didn't want to ruin his reputation, his career. You find out this motherfucker serial rapist.
So it's only okay when you feel like you the special rape victim, but when it's a gang of hoes, then it's like, oh, now it's wrong.
No,
I cared about his career enough.
So you don't think that you can feel conflicted about? You can feel 2 ways about a person at one time.
Depends on which we talk. We talking about rape,
right? I'm just.
We're
saying.
not talking about somebody fucking just doing something mean to you. We're talking. That's your body. They took your body. And they violated you, and you still giving a fuck about their life and their career.
I'll give you another example, right? A motherfucker I know broke into my house before, right?
That's bad.
And they took my shit, right?
Yeah.
You cool with them?
Me, no, I'm not cool with them. But me, I ain't gonna perp. Like me being like growing up the way I was in the hood and all that, I'm not like comfortable calling the police, right?
Snitches,
so it's like part of me.
Did you retaliate?
No, I can't speak on that. Part of me was like, I want to like, make these motherfuckers pay instantly and shit, but I'm like, I can't be calling the police. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of thing. Yeah. So it's like certain people really are not saying,
you think these hoes from the hood and they don't want to call the police?
No, I'm not talking about just the hood. Some people are culturally taught to not handle certain things in a certain way. Because look at this. Certain women don't want to handle the shame that come with being raped.
But listen, I can understand that, but you got to hold that L for eternity.
Right.
Don't show back up 30 years later. You got to hold that L because you chose to hold that L. That's like, say, all right, me and Chris, we cool or whatever, and he hit my kid one day when he watching on me. He hurt my child, say he bust his nose or whatever. And I accept that L, whatever. I take the kid home, and me and him, whatever. We might talk a little bit when we see each other, but we ain't as cool. I can't show back up like 30 years later.
Still mad you smacked my kid, bro.
Like, I got to hold that L because I didn't do it.
Right.
It wasn't important enough for me in the moment to do it. It is a grace period. I don't know about 3 days. But 30 goddamn years,
Hold on,
like,
what
come
about-
on,
what
I don't
about-
even remember you.
What about this though? Like some people don't want.
I don't remember bitches I fucked 4 years ago.
But
this bitch showing from 30 years, like,
You
what?
raped.
Who are you?
You might
Right.
not remember, but if that person was raped and it was traumatizing, of
Well,
course.
it
That
can't be
How
that
traumatized- how
right, it
traumatizing
ain't
was
that
it?
traumatizing.
But once again, you got to think about this. Like certain people don't want to go through the public shaming of the trial and all that shit.
Well, that's
And
fine. Then
hold
what,
the
that's
L.
what Sleep's saying. Then shut
Hold
the
the
fuck
L
up
then.
about it. Don't
No,
pick
hold
when
on,
you
let
want to
me-
go, because you still got to go through
No,
the trial,
exactly.
and you still gonna have
No,
to.
you
Well,
don't.
because you
You
delayed
want,
it.
you want
No, you
attention
don't.
now?
Right.
No, you don't. Because now you're not one little. See, when you rape,
No, it's a group
you're not
now.
just one little single.
Group rape.
See, you're not one single victim that you feel like you fighting the world
Lots
to
of
prove.
rape in the cloud.
Man, fuck all that. You're not fighting to prove that you was violated because you can't always prove rape. You know what I'm saying?
But when
Shit
it's
like
a band of
And you
motherfuckers,
def-
it's
you
like-
definitely-
it's just
can't
like the
prove
mob
rape 30 years
mentality.
later.
Like it's the mob mentality. If a cop violate me and my little one voice might not matter because I don't got nothing on camera, no body
Right.
cam,
Right.
no dash cam or none of that. He fucked me up. More than likely, who gonna believe me? Some black dude in a hoodie that some cop whooped my ass. But if I find out years from now that he whooped 30 motherfuckers ass, I might step up like, yeah, he whooped my ass too.
Bad example.
That is the good
Because
example.
we got lots of black people standing up for what cops do, and they still don't give a fuck.
No.
I know what you're trying to say.
Right. But
I know
hold
what
on,
you're trying
but
to
look
say.
at this.
though. But it
But
was
women
just
feel the same way. It's mass women
Right.
that report rape and don't nothing happen.
It depends on who the guy
Especially
is.
to celebrities.
It's only celebrities. Listen. There's no
But we
regular
all-
ass
we
niggas
speaking
out
on-
here.
we speaking
There's
on
no.
celebrities
I know that's
right
the only
now,
time
though.
it applies. There's
that's what we
no
talking about.
regular ass motherfuckers out here serial raping just getting away with it. All it takes is one person,
But
normal
regular
person.
people don't usually pop up 30 years later and say I
Hold
was
up, that
raped
doesn't-
anyway.
Look, this woman said if they don't want to deal with public shaming, they don't make the announcement at a press conference either.
Exactly. What we saying is hold the L. If it happened, if you don't want to address it, then don't address it years later because you're going to go through the same scenario. It doesn't matter how many women come forward.
Not only are you going to go through the same scenario, but it's 30 years
Right.
old.
And it
Some
looks,
motherfuckers really
and it
looking
looks
at you
more
like
suspect,
you trying to
like,
get some money.
What you
ain't
trying,
you?
what's your motive?
Exactly.
Now you have a motive.
Right.
Now you look like you have a motive.
You in this goddamn press conference, old as fuck, because you got raped in the fucking 70s or the
Right.
60s and stuff. Clearly it's a money grab because you see other people doing it. So now your motivations are in question. Could we like, what do you want out of this? Because
Exactly.
clearly you know it's going to be a
There's
money situation here.
definitely
You
one
didn't say
reason why.
shit 30
What if-
years
what
ago,
if they
but
don't-
now you
what
at
if
the
they
press
don't-
conference.
What if they don't want no money?
Well, then why come forward?
Ain't nobody gonna
Then
want
what was
no
your
money.
purpose?
Well, I just told you why.
It ain't justice
I just
because if you
told
wanted
you why.
justice, you would have been said something for yourself. Why wait for
no,
one
no,
person to
You know what
step-
this sound like?
Ain't it a
This
statute of
sound- this
limitation
sound-
on shit,
no,
though?
This sound like a whole bunch of victim blame.
Hold up. Ain't it a statute of
swear to
limitation?
God.
How we know
I
you
swear to
we
God.
trying to see if you a victim.
Ain't it a
Seriously.
statute of limitation on shit?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
so ain't going to be no justice then.
Who give a fuck?
No, hold
about
up.
what's the
That's what you.
justice?
But that's what you just said.
I didn't say
hold,
that.
No, listen.
He
if,
said justice.
Hold up. If it ain't about money, then what would it be about then?
It's about shame at this point.
So them trying to shame him?
yes.
That's a form of justice. You know that, right?
Well, hey, fuck it.
It's justice. They trying to get some justice.
If you
Even
rape-
if it's vengeful
Hold on,
justice.
So if you rape somebody, you think a motherfucker don't deserve to get justice at some point?
Yes,
Whatever
they
you wanna call
do.
it,
No,
whatever
there's
you wanna
nothing
call it.
wrong
Listen,
with you
I
wanting
feel-
your justice. But if you feel so wronged about something, approach it within a grace period that makes sense.
I feel
If
like you
wait
deserve.
right.
You deserve what you go and get.
Right.
If you didn't do nothing about it, then you feel like
Right.
you don't deserve
because
it.
I'm assuming.
I'm not gonna
I'm
assume
assuming
that
if
you deserve some
right,
shit
this how
that
I'm
you
looking
don't
at
even
it.
feel like you deserve.
If you wait-
if you cool with the L, take the L. Then.
I'm assuming if you wait 30 years, you okay with it, and you've moved on with your life. But then if I see that all of a sudden
That's a
other
decent
people
assumption.
step up and they like, oh man,
Me too.
I disagree.
damn, and
So
then
y'all-
now I
right,
feel
hold
some
on.
type of way.
So y'all ain't never seen like a movie. Come on, man. Y'all.
It's a grace period,
Nah.
Leo. That's all we saying.
I-
we saying sometimes it just looks suspect after a grace period, man.
Listen, I'm not disagreeing that it may look suspect, but everything
is.
that's suspect ain't suspect.
Everything that is suspect is usually suspect, my nigga. Like that's usually the
He
case.
said is and usually.
It usually
like,
is.
You know, like,
I
come
mean,
on, man.
All right, hold on. Our producer, what do you think about this?
That's some
What,
bullshit.
what do you think about this whole showing up 30 years later? What do you think? What's your take on that?
It's
I
fishy,
mean,
man.
I've always heard the phrase, revenge is a dish best served cold.
Cold.
But really, I think if it really hurts your feelings and it really hurts you that much, why wait?
Then why would you wait?
30 years. Though.
Yeah,
Why
why
would you
wait any amount of time? Like, have y'all ever seen the movie I Spit on Your Grave?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bitch didn't waste no time.
She got busy.
She healed up, got 100%.
And she got busy.
And she got busy.
Or law abiding,
realistic
or
like a
law abiding
motherfucker.
citizen.
Yeah.
He waited a little bit, but he was doing his homework. It ain't like he let it go. He was doing his homework. And he got even.
It's like
with it.
you went and had whole relationships.
Right,
you
you
went on
forgot about
vacation.
this
You
shit.
forgot about this
You
nigga.
didn't even care.
You went and had a whole fucking lifetime
Until you
and
seen
then you
somebody
saw somebody
else.
else and you like, hold up, shit. I slightly remember he got me drunk that one night.
Okay.
That's what it started to feel like. Like, I went to Bill Cosby's house. I had sex with him, and he did have liquor.
Yeah.
And then it seemed like you're trying to create the situation because you didn't care before until you heard somebody else say it. Then it's like, well, we did drink, and he did give me a drink. Did he do that to me?
Now,
did he rape me?
Now it look like it's just let's kill Bill. You know what I'm saying? That's a double entendre. We gonna kill Bill.
But yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of agree, but at the same time, I'm thinking about the one or the two or the few because I get it. Out of most of these people, I mostly agree.
All of them.
Man, listen, once again, I'm sure y'all have seen movies, right?
Okay.
Where a woman might get raped, right? And the pain and the shame, all that, all she want to do is run home and act like it never happened.
That's fine.
They'll bury that shit for a minute and act like it don't
Keep
happen,
it buried.
right? But this shit might come out later in life through their actions, drugs, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
addiction, like how they treat their kids.
But don't that sound like life, though?
This is some psychological shit.
Go get
yes,
that.
it's life, but
Haven't you dealt with that?
Yes,
I done buried plenty of shit.
right. But we talking about, so that don't mean you should though, or that don't mean you should be shamed once you speak on it.
Hey man, it's a grace period. I'm not gonna get off that grace period, man. Sorry, it's a grace period, man. Because after a while, man, you look like a fucking idiot bringing up some
you
shit.
look like some people gotta speak.
It don't look. It looks suspect.
You ever hear like
I can't believe you
how
no
some
more.
people they like gotta speak some shit that they dealing with in order to move on from it. Like I believe that exists, not for me personally all the time,
Right.
but that's true for some people. They have to speak on it. This happened to me. I have to acknowledge that this happened. Now I can move on from it.
Man,
this is psychological for a lot of people. It's not as simple. You ain't been raped, so you can't sit
That's
here.
why I use different
I'm just saying,
examples.
So you can't. We ain't really.
Hold up. But I totally understand
I
what
have
you.
been done
I
wrong.
totally understand what you're saying. Like, okay, at some point they got to get it off their chest. But what they have to also understand is they are very much in question now because of the time limit that they waited, and that's what we saying.
I agree.
I'm saying no, ain't nobody gonna just jump all in with you like hell yeah, get Bill. Yeah. And there was a lot of people who did that, and I didn't agree with that because
didn't either.
when you wait that long, now you are in question. Now we have to check your motivations because you did wait that long. So I understand you got to get your conscience clean, but you got to understand that from everybody else's perspective, we like, but damn, no, that was 30 years ago. So that come with it too. So yeah, you got your conscience clear and everything, but we don't believe you.
Yeah, I just look at it like it might not be the
I
best
was gonna
example,
say she need more people, but they had
but
hella people.
It's like playing the lottery, and like a whole bunch of people win the lottery, and not just a substantial amount where everybody get a nice cut. And you had your lottery ticket, all you had to do is submit it. You didn't.
Nah, fuck that.
No. And then you see everybody dancing with their cash.
Hey, I
And
got
years and years later, you like, man, I had one too, and we don't give a fuck. You should have brought your shit to the table when you had it because it wasn't that important to you because you had other shit going on.
I agree on some levels. Like on the legal level, far as like you being able to get me in prison because you came out 60 years later with some shit. Okay, I disagree that should be the case. But I'm not going to disagree that it's bad or wrong or whatever, you know what I'm saying, for somebody to come out after X amount of time. Like after being fucked up in any type of way.
What's the purpose? What's the motive?
Let me tell you, fuck the motive. The motive is that this happened and we need to speak on it.
So,
It's no
hold on,
different-
but that's
the
Did
motive.
happen.
So
No.
what I'm saying, you say,
don't know.
hold on,
There's
but
nothing
Leo, hold
what I'm
on.
saying.
But
We
do you
don't
hear
know.
yourself? You
I
say
don't know.
fuck the motive. If you want to bring it to the forefront, you
I'm
obviously
speaking
want
on
something
if I
out
was
of
the
it.
person.
I know, but what are you looking for when bringing
Once
it up?
again, when people go through shit, sometimes speaking on shit is the motive.
That's
Getting
what
it
you
out,
just said. That's what I'm
acknowledging
trying to
that
say.
it
Okay,
happened is
okay.
the moment.
So they acknowledge that it happened. Bill
Yes.
Cosby's gonna deny it. Did it happen? We just using Bill as
They
the
probably
example.
don't even care about what he got
So
to say at
what's
that
the
point.
point?
That's probably what took them so long because they was
Okay,
caring
so that's
about
what we're
he
saying.
had to
What's
say.
the point?
I answered that. I keep answering that question. You're not accepting the answer.
I'm trying to understand.
I keep telling you
Just to
that.
get no closure and just to bring it up.
That is closure to them, man.
not.
You don't get it. Like,
Closure is an apology.
Hold on. For me, it's about the platform. If you wanted closure, you had 30 years, and you could have went to the police anytime in that 30 years. The platform matters to me because it's like, okay, those people are on TV doing this.
Right.
I want to get on TV and do this. If it's about closure, you could go do that with anybody. You could go speak to a psychiatrist. You could go to the police. You could
But
go
some of
anywhere.
these
You could
people-
go to the person who raped
Exactly.
you and confront
On the
them.
low.
Some of
You
these
ain't even
people-
got to publicize
There's
it.
so many ways you could do it. The platform is in question because you see other people on TV about
All
to
right,
get money,
hold on.
and now you want to go get
hold
on TV
First
and
of
get
all,
money.
let's not only talk about this one particular issue because
What's
it's
the
already
biggest one?
ready made. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You can all easily destroy it by saying this person waited 30
Right.
years, blah, blah, blah. And it's a famous person because there's money involved,
Right.
whatever. It's broke motherfuckers that do this shit sometimes.
Do what?
You know,
Do what?
oh, my
Remember.
uncle or the nigga across the street raped me. 15 years ago. Like, I was afraid of the motherfucker for X amount of years. Now I ain't afraid of whatever. Now I'm speaking on that shit. Now I'm more comfortable to deal with that shit. Once again, it's a lot of people that's raped and shit that speak on it, and they get dragged through the mud, and the motherfuckers get away with it. Let's not act like every time a motherfucker speak on rape in your so-called grace period that the shit is proven, and you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers go to jail for what they do. Niggas rape and get away with it all the time.
They do.
All the
Yeah,
time.
I don't think anybody's arguing
I'm
that.
just saying.
No, so that contributes to some women not wanting to speak up when they rape. Once again, I'm sure y'all have seen movies and shit where a woman or get raped or whatever, and she don't want to even acknowledge it to herself. She had buried. You ever heard about motherfuckers burying shit that happened to them for years and then
People do it all the time.
resurfaced later on in life? That shit happens.
Don't y'all ever watch Law and Order SVU?
Try not
Come
to.
on.
I do.
That's
But
true,
look,
though.
listen, check this out. It's like
Stop
thi-
acting like that shit
listen,
ain't real.
I think
man.
this. I don't think anybody acting like it's.
But
We
we
all
was-
we all know rape is real. On that
We
topic,
talking
we
about
was
on-
talking about the 30 years.
Right, but we
But all right, so with this situation, I think men and women have a disconnect with this rape stuff because what's rape to women is simply not rape to us. So it's always in question. And a lot of women have said they've been raped and not actually been raped and sent niggas to jail for a long time.
What you mean?
The different shit, like let's say I've gone to women's house plenty of times and had drinks and different stuff like that, and she wanted to have sex, and I really didn't want to have sex.
Right.
And she kept asking and touching my dick and shit, and eventually I just do it. Do I go around? Did I go around acting like I got raped, harboring hard feelings and shit for years and years at a time, going around telling people I got raped? That's like natural shit to men.
Right.
That shit happens all the fucking time.
Right.
But that same thing will happen to a woman, and that'll become her identity. Is that I got raped? I was a victim of this. That's like a Saturday night for men and shit. You go to a bitch house, she got drinks. You trying to sit there and chill with her. She keep touching your dick, trying to get you to come in the bedroom with her. You feel pressured and shit, so you like, fuck, I'm a man, so I should probably do this because she throwing it at me. You really don't care to do it. And then it happens, but we don't go around feeling like we got raped. And I feel like that's the disconnection. The type of shit that happens to men, it's just like I say, it's like a Saturday night. It ain't no big fucking
it's
deal.
obviously
But that
under no
same thing
belief.
gonna happen to a
Right.
woman, and it's like, fuck, I feel like I got
Well, I
raped.
mean-
I went to this guy's house. He had drinks. He kept touching my leg. He touched my titties. He touched my vagina. And I just kind of felt pressured, and I just did it. So if a woman tell that same exact story, that's straight rape, and you would be empathetic to her. Like, damn, dude, a fucking dog. He was like touching your vagina and shit, unwarranted. You know what I mean? Times that's happened to me in my life.
But it's unbelievable.
Like
for
50 times.
Well, people
and shit.
believe that it's not believable for men to get raped, and they feel like, well, you're strong enough to push her off, and that's not even.
But
not a
and-
physical
and we ain't
thing.
even talk
Right,
exactly.
it's
We ain't even talking physical rape. We're
a
talking peer
willpower
pressure.
thing,
Right.
yeah,
We're
it's
talking
just like,
peer
all right,
pressure. We're
whatever.
talking like
Right.
touching,
Yeah.
being pressured into doing
Yeah,
something and
let's
shit
speak
like
on
that. Different stuff like that. So these type of things happen to men. We just go home and play video games afterwards. Like whatever.
Yeah.
I got some pussy.
You know what,
that same exact story happens to a woman. You get empathetic and like, damn, dude, a dog.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
if you flip the genders, it's exactly the same fucking thing. And that's the type of thing that make men be like, but was it really that bad?
Yeah.
And it ends up sounding like shaming and shit. But you like, but I mean, that happened to me last weekend.
Yeah, I'm happy you actually said that because like the female listeners or whatnot, they would kind of understand a little bit more, like from our perspective, because I'm able to put myself in other people's shoes. That's
Right.
mostly where I speak from all the time. But I have been in the same situation you was just speaking on. I had mass peer pressure on me from women to have sex with this
Like,
woman.
nigga, you gay. You don't want this pussy. You gay as hell.
They say you gay. They say whatever it.
They'll shame you like a motherfucker to do
But
it.
see, I'm happy you spoke on that. That's once again we was talking about shame. It seemed like shame against men is very, very accepted.
It is.
Like we get body shamed. Like if you fat, chicks talk about that. If you short, chicks talk about that. If your hair,
Nigga, don't even bring up dick size.
Like, oh my
dick,
God.
dick size, that shit is like ingrained in our brains and
listen.
shit. And it's totally something we have no control
and that's
over.
very psychological.
Get that pump.
Listen, dick size is very psychologically dangerous and shit to a man's ego, especially like how we go about it and talk about it culturally and shit, and it's just totally accepted. And go, you got to say something?
I was just going to say a new scientific study says that small dicks are more pleasurable than a big dick. So give me just a second here.
Rupture your motherfucking spleen.
He did the happy dance.
Said bestseller.
Score one for the little
Best
dick, I
selling
guess.
sleep.
No.
But like really think about that. Men don't like to talk about it because when we do talk about it, we feel like we bitching. So we just like we don't even say nothing. But think about that. Like we get shamed about our dick size. We get shamed about our stamina to be able to please a woman. You know, let's be honest. Sex between men and women is totally It's lopsided. All a woman gotta do is just lay down and spread her legs. Boom, her job done. My dick, first of all, God had to gift me with a big enough dick to even be able to please you. I have no control over that.
Exactly.
Then I got to do all the work. I got to make sure I can last long enough, and I have to please you. That's all in itself a stressful situation. And if you don't want to have sex, then they like, oh, you gay. You don't want to fuck. Right. So then you feel pressured into doing it. You go over to her house. Y'all chilling or whatever. She start touching you and shit. Now say a woman tell you that same story. Like, I went over to this dude's house to chill and I brought some food over and I sat next to him and he started like touching my pussy and shit like that. Yeah. That shit has happened to me a million fucking times, dude. Right. Where I didn't even go over to have sex. I just came over to chill. And next thing I know, she taking me to her room. She done start touching on me, trying to touch my dick, trying to suck my dick. And you just like, fuck, I'm a man. And I'm going to be honest. I say 90% of the times I've had sex in my life, I've had sex because she wanted to have sex. Just think about how many times you just chilling playing a video game. You ain't even think about bitches. And then she starts sending you pictures and shit like that. And then you feel like as a man, you got to go do it.
You train.
Because you train to do it. Like if I don't go do it, like is this weird?
Or if
like,
I don't go do it, she going to go move on.
we train to be this way. Like it's just go to show how
well, they don't believe us. They just think that we are. They think we 100% hornballs.
But that go along with the rape culture. You know what I'm saying? The flip side of the rape culture is that it's totally accepted for men to be violated in a rapish type of way.
Totally accepted.
You know, and the sad thing about it is like how we was talking about the timeline thing and all that, the grace period thing or whatever. Like I know we gonna get destroyed for that, but
well, we speaking on a celebrity level, not a regular
the celebrity
level.
Thing for sure.
The celebrity level is suspect, not regular.
Now it definitely is. I know it looks suspect, but whatever. But what I'm trying to say is when it happened to kids and shit, that's when it's like no such thing as a grace period because that can fuck you up on a whole other mental level. It might really take you 40 years to deal with that.
No, that's
shit.
different. That's completely different.
Yeah, I'm just throwing that out there.
I'm completely different.
The reason I brought that up is this: like when boys are molested and shit, even as children and shit, people still don't even take that as serious. Like,
cause they feel like you got over. Like you a dude, you got to fuck a grown woman.
I've heard of a scenario where a female was molested and along with her male sibling, and nobody really cared for real that the male sibling was violated because they was always, everybody naturally trained and nurtured the female, the girl, which is not a bad thing, but the boy deserved the same level of nurturing, and depending on who he was molested by, he might need fucking more counseling.
Well, listen, check this out.
If it was a male type of situation.
When I was 15 years old. And I ain't gonna say which family member house. I had went over to a family member house, and there was an older girl there, about 21, 22 years old, and I had just turned 15, freshman in high school. And she pressured me. She wanted me to have sex with her, and I hadn't had sex yet, and I didn't want to do it. I was nervous about it, so I was just in the bedroom playing. I remember the Dragon game or something like that. Anyway, she came in there. She asked did I want to do something, and I said no. She came back an hour later and asked me again, did I want to do something? I said, no, I'm good. I'm just playing a game. I left the bedroom to go to the bathroom, and her room was by the bathroom. She grabbed my arm and pulled me into her room. And still, this didn't feel odd to me because I'm a dude. I feel like whatever. Like, I guess this is a good thing because a woman likes me or whatever. Anyway, she get me in her room, talk to me, try to coax me into having sex. I still say no. Then she try to coax me into licking her pussy. I still say no. Then she asked me, okay, can I suck your dick? Sure. She sucked my dick. Then we talked some more. Then she sucked my dick again 2 times in like a fucking hour span.
Sound like rape.
Exactly. But look, just now, y'all can't see Leo Bishop, but he gave me the fist pump. But that's the way we do as men. We feel like I got over, like I'm a 15-year-old and a grown-ass woman suck my dick. But that's rape, though.
She pulled you
exactly.
Into a room
now, say I was a woman and that same thing.
That's
same exact story. A 15-year-old girl was at a 21-year-old dude's house, he pulled her into the room, tried to coax her into it, tried to get her to suck his dick. She said no. Then he pressured her into licking her pussy. He did that 2 times, and then still tried to get her to have sex. And then eventually, he just let her leave the room. That's exactly what happened to me. And I never viewed it as rape. I never thought anything else about it. I took it as, all right, I got my dick sucked twice, and I went back in the room and started playing video games. That's why it's this big detachment between the way men view things and the way women view things. Because the same exact thing will happen to a man, and we won't see it that way.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I guess because we consider sexual predators.
Right. It's because we indirectly taught that shit. Like we, even like you talking about the fist pound thing, it's like we have been taught to like help each other through fucked up scenarios, through like
Man.
false encouragement.
Right.
and
Like,
shit.
oh man, you got
Good
over it,
job,
you know what I'm
bro.
saying?
You was 15. You got some 21.
Yeah,
That's all.
but
we
really,
thinking,
you should be
really.
sitting down discussing like how you really feel about that.
And
how
I ain't
that
feel shit. I went
how-
and played my video game.
But you know, the people don't realize though. But that do shape like people might look like, oh my God, Sleeps. He sounds so much like a savage. But that shit go to the way you view women too.
It do. It do. It has a lot to do with that, and you don't realize it until you get older. But it goes into how you view women, how you view sex, how you view yourself sexually,
Yep.
and different things like that. But that's a total situation that happened to me. And if you just flip the genders of that, that's like that story goes from being a funny story into a horror story.
Right. We ready
Just
to,
by flipping the
we ready-
genders.
The
That's
whole
it.
hood ready to beat dude up.
Exactly.
We want to put him in prison, fire
He going to
squad.
jail.
Not only did he do it, he came and tried to proposition you multiple times. So not only did he have a like people say, oh, he had a sick moment. No, motherfucker, you had a consecutive
Right.
series of moments.
I told her.
Sickness.
Listen, I told her no at least 10 times that night. Eventually, after the 10th time, I was just like, all right. I took the least thing that I was willing to do.
Listen.
It was like, no, I won't fuck you. No, I won't lick your pussy. I don't want to do anything else. And she just kept trying and trying and trying. And then I'm like, all right, you can suck my dick.
I got a
You want to keep on asking? Sure, you can suck my dick.
got
So she
this-
sucked my dick. She still wouldn't let it go. She was like, no, just stay here with me. Still trying to get me to fuck her. Still, an hour later, she like, can we do? Do you feel comfortable enough to do sex now? No, I don't. Well, can I at least suck your dick one more time? Yeah, because like I said, that was my lowest thing that I would be willing to do. That was my compromise because I felt bad for her.
Right.
I felt bad for her that she was putting herself in that situation and that she kept getting turned down. And I'm like, I want to give her something. Like, I can't do sex because I'm just too nervous, but I want to give her something. And even as a kid, I felt bad for her, and I allowed her to violate me because I felt bad that she was looking shitty in the situation. So I was just like, it was a consolation prize. Like, yeah, you could just suck my dick. Meanwhile, this woman now, she's a regular woman. She got multiple kids, and she's just out here living her life. But it's total rapist. I was
What if
15.
you brung it up to her? What if you hit her up? What
If I hit her up now, she'll try to fuck
No,
me
I'm just
again.
saying, what if you hit her up and be like, listen, man, I want to talk about what happened when I was 15.
She'll call me gay.
And you'll be
she'll
like,
call me gay.
you raped me. And she'll be like, what? Why
She'll
you
be like,
bringing?
nigga.
She'll be like, why you bringing this up now?
Right.
Because
First of all, she ain't
it's
gonna
trauma.
look at it as
She
that.
probably won't even remember.
Nah, she probably.
She probably do remember, but I'm just saying, you get where I'm going with
Yeah,
this.
I totally get where
Yeah.
you're going. But once again, it's all about how we taught to look at it. Like somebody might look at men for looking at the situation the way they do as, oh, they so fucked up. But at the same time, it's the flip side of it. Like people that don't look at male rape or male molestation or whatever as being that bad or as bad, then they contributing to the same issue. Like we all, in a sense, fucked up. So the problem is this: we coming from an old age of way of life and thinking or whatever, and we transition into some new shit, and a whole lot of things that we ignored, because that's another thing too. We might not have like shamed everybody into it. We hide shit and tuck it away, like family molestation,
Definitely
rape,
family molestation.
and that's just for the sake of
Oh,
like,
I
everybody
yeah.
looking good to the neighbors and shit. So you got that going on too. Not as much anymore, I don't think so, but it seemed like like the 70s through the early 2000s or something. It seemed like it was a whole bunch of family fucking molestation.
Well, I mean,
and
that's
rape going
family
on.
molestation
There's a lot of
molestation
drugs
is
shit
family
to do with that
molestation
too.
What years did you
that's
say?
really
The 70s
Yeah.
through the
That's
early
'cause-
2000s.
That's because a lot of men were coming back from the war really fucked up. And,
drug addicts, mentally fucked up and shit.
Yeah.
Man, it's bad though. I mean, but we just need to just teach people in a better way. Don't only be teaching your daughters and all about this shit. Teach your kids and teach your daughters not to just look at themselves as victims, but also to not become predators themselves.
Well,
too,
I
you know what
think
I'm
a
saying?
part
With the
of
whole
it-
shame and shit.
I
and
think a
all
part
that.
of it is that I chose not to view myself as a victim. So it didn't.
Society wouldn't even allow you to be
Exactly.
a victim, and you knew
Even
that
if I
going
want,
into it.
exactly.
So-
Even if I wanted to try to be a victim, it would almost be embarrassing because people would probably laugh at me and be like, "What? You 15 and a 21-year-old
You know what?
sucks your
It's-
dick and you whining about this?" Listen, it's kind of like with these women be fucking these teachers be fucking these little kids, these little boys. What's the first thing we say? Damn, where was that
Right.
teacher at when I was in
Yeah,
school?
we do.
we don't even view that as rape
Exactly.
at all. We just like,
true.
damn, where was she at? So men ain't even gonna say nothing. You just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just take the L. Yep, she fucked me. Yep, we had sex. And then you try to turn it into something positive, like, hey, I got the pussy, yada yada yada. But it's still rape. It's just you just flipping the genders and shit. But that's the first thing. You look at anything with one of these teachers fucking one of these kids, all the men are gonna be saying, damn, why wasn't teachers like this when I was a fucking kid? You flip that and you like, damn. This man was fucking all these little girls at his school. That nigga needs to be put under the jail. I feel so sorry for these girls. Their lives are going to be changed forever. But men don't get that same love when it happened to them. It's just like, hey, man, you got over, man. Give him some dap and, let's go play video games.
It seems like that's how we condition. Honestly.
Yeah, only time the shit is different is if you is a celebrity. Like if you was a celebrity and you was molested as a child, then they look at it different on some Corey Feldman, type shit or whatever. At first they thought he was crazy because he was addicted to drugs. Then he started telling people why.
Shit, all them child stars was getting fucked. All of them.
So I mean, the shit is very traumatizing and all that. We just need to do better. Teaching people how to deal with the shit on both sides.
I agree. I agree.
What you think, Jerry? How do you feel about this whole rape thing?
Do you have any experiences from being young or dealing with older girls or anything like that, or any situations that may have happened when you were younger, as far as something like that? Most men I've encountered does.
I do.
Yeah, I know you do. Most men I've encountered have had run-ins with older girls when they were young, especially like if you live in, I ain't gonna say the hood, but in more urban areas where that type of getting together happens.
Yeah,
niggas got sisters, niggas got aunts and shit.
I have a situation.
It's not an area. It's not an area thing.
I won't
You'll
speak.
Be surprised.
I won't speak.
Oh no,
but no,
that's more family oriented. I know what you're talking about.
I had a situation, but I mean when I was younger, but I don't,
Oh,
ain't none of y'all
damn
business.
Talk about it?
No, ain't none nobody's damn business.
All right,
30 years later.
Damn,
come on, Mr.
Time's passed. Yeah, he can't talk about it now.
Oh yeah,
it ain't even that.
Talk about it when it happens.
It's past your grace period.
It's not even past my grace period. It's way past the grace period. It's just nothing that I need to be
listen
about.
This
motherfuckers on this motherfucker.
This woman I was talking to, she said that she went to school. It just you talking about with the whole family thing. She said she was in the 5th grade and she was talking to her girl, a little girlfriend of hers, and the girl was like, last night, me and my sister, we got to get into bed with our parents, and it was sex night. Wow. She said it like it was a normal thing, like it was sex night, like they do that once a week. And she was like, "What is that?" And she told her that it was a situation where her and her sister would get into bed with her parents, and they would have sex. They wasn't having sex with their daughters, but they would have sex
with them in bed.
Yeah, so they could watch it, and like it was educational. They was teaching them how to do it. Yep. Yeah, that's the type of shit that's going on in homes in America out there, bitch.
Was that a white person?
Yes.
He said yes.
I'm glad you said it.
We white shaming now?
Hey,
we some fucked up peoples now. Actually, let me just go back on something here. Y'all was talking about this at the top of the show.
Yeah.
And I wanted to chime in on this about getting a little physical and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ain't never been smacked around or choked, nothing?
Hell no, nobody better not choke me. I remember.
Man.
Listen, I remember I was fucking this girl. Listen, I was fucking this girl, and she wanted me to choke her. I started choking her. Why the bitch start choking me back? No. I'm like, hey, not for me, bitch. I don't like this.
The most you can do to me,
choke me
is scratch my back.
I don't even like that.
That's the most you can do.
I hate that shit. I don't like hickeys. Don't scratch my back. Don't do none of that.
Kiss my neck. I don't care. But you cannot be smacking me.
You want bitches to choke you out?
Right, bro.
Next time y'all getting busy. Hey, next time y'all getting busy, let her get on top of you.
And start smacking me?
Or full on punch you in the face or something.
Nah.
But hey, here's my thing, man.
He's white.
Yeah, thank you. I am white.
He's white.
Hey, let her take a pillow and smother you.
Why?
Yeah.
For what?
That's that auto asphyxiation.
I promise you right now.
That's some good shit.
My dick gon' flatline ASAP.
She gonna have a motherfucking gummy worm in her. She punch me.
My dick flatline ASAP.
She punch me. It's a full on fight at that point because I'm about to get up and beat that ass.
I'm the aggressor when it comes to sex. That's what.
But you know what? That's the whole thing. Like one of our early shows when we was talking about like black and white or whatnot. Like it goes to that. Like when we was talking about like how white dudes be more comfortable like speaking on gay shit and joking in like gay ways, like in movies and just in college and just in general. It's the same thing.
All white
like,
dudes jokes
black
is
dudes,
gay.
we be caught up on like ego and like exude.
I'm a motherfucking man.
I don't think that's the ego thing.
I'm a
I don't.
motherfucking
Listen,
man.
I think this is sexual preference. He's wild out there.
No, what I'm
nothing wrong with that. I don't like.
I'm
I
just
don't
speaking
see
on general
Right, I know what you
because
mean.
if you look at it, let's say like, of course, there's black people into that shit. You know what I'm saying? But if you had to like judge it percentage wise, you'd be a higher percentage of white folks that's into that shit.
Yeah.
You know, they just way more comfortable. It seemed like with
higher
things.
percentage of white people that admit to it.
Yeah.
Maybe white guys
That's
get
true.
bored with sex easier. We have a motive. Our motive is black guys when we get in the pussies. I want to beat the pussy up. That's it. And
Once
not in a
again,
bad way.
because
Not in a bad. I don't need no creative
that's an
extra
ego thing, though.
It's
too.
not.
It
It's
is.
not though. It's like for me, it's like I just want to get the ultimate pleasure out of you. I'm not worried about like for him. That's a pleasure for
You
him.
don't want a bitch to slap you.
No, because see, that's a pleasure for him. I don't get honestly. For me, sex. The best part about sex is pleasing the woman.
Yeah, I'm not
The
into
more
pain.
orgasms I can get out of you, in the most logical, normal way, I'm good.
What if it gets her off to smack you around a little bit?
I don't give a fuck. It don't get me off.
But
I
once
don't want to
again-
get smacked
But once
around.
again, like white dudes is more comfortable with
I agree.
their bodies and just
I'm
the whole
comfortable with
topic
my
of
body.
all that shit. You know?
Must
No,
be
you're not.
nice.
Want me
I
to tell
am.
you?
Must
No,
be
listen.
nice
Well,
in
because
America.
I don't want a
Some of that
motherfucker playing
privilege,
with my
man.
butthole, or I don't want
Hold on,
somebody
hold on.
spitting
Must
on
be
me.
nice in
I'm not
America to
comfortable.
want to be your motherfucking self and be able to be sexually free with who you is. Must be nice.
No, but seriously though, it's like you like the ego thing, right? Like you saying, we talk sex is about providing the maximum level of pleasure. So you
live.
like what you talking
It's
like.
live
to-
hearing,
so to-
right? It's
to
live
a
hearing a
certain
woman
extent,
be pleased
right?
off of me.
Right.
I
But
don't
it's
get
also
anything.
live you getting pleased.
But that's not part of my pleasure. Somebody sticking something in my butt,
Listen,
or somebody
listen,
smacking and
hold on.
spitting on me.
You
That-
you're looking at the end result. I'm
Right.
focusing on like why you looking at it the way you looking at it,
I'm
not after.
No, I know. I'm saying
You looking at it like you think it's that because how you. I'll agree because I
Like
look at it the same way
it's
you
what
do.
I like. Everybody like what they like.
Hey,
So-
listen,
but
black
sometimes what
men
you
are
like,
not even.
It's conditioned.
What you like
Yeah.
is shaped. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because you're not even willing to even try different things
Right.
because the way you are shaped feels like it would make you weak or
Exactly.
something like that.
Exactly. Like
guess
getting
to an
getting your ass licked. I'm pretty sure it feels
Well, I
good.
can say the same to you.
Yes,
I get my ass
You
licked.
Listen.
anti groceries,
Yes, I am.
but it's for your girl.
But hey,
But I like getting my ass
You
licked.
conditioned to
It ain't-
believe that if you
You're
do
right.
something to your girl like that you're gonna be
But-
less of a man or you just gross.
I'm not in denial about that.
And
That's true.
So I mean, and that's pleasing her.
You're right.
And honestly, if you tried it, you would like it.
You probably
Because
right.
it's right next to
But
the
you're
pussy.
worried about
probably
booty
right.
holes because you think booty holes is gay.
No, because you been conditioned as a man,
Well-
as a nigga, like, oh, you licking ass, nigga?
Yes.
You
you
gross.
might as well lick a nigga's ass then.
Not even that. Not even that. I just think.
That be the logic.
I just think niggas make.
What's the
niggas,
difference between her ass and the
Right.
nigga's ass?
Same ass he been with for forever.
But once
See,
again, you've heard that before, right?
Yeah.
You've heard that.
Oh, I've
a
heard
lot,
that.
right?
Hell yeah.
So once again,
Listen, men aren't even grown men aren't even good at wiping their asses
What about-
because they're afraid
What
of
about
touching
this,
their
Jerry?
own ass.
Jerry, do you?
Dude's weird.
But do you hear? You don't hear that a lot. And when like you around like I don't know, I'm just guessing. Let me assume.
Fucking white
so when
guys.
you around your white friends and y'all just talking about like ass play in general, I'm pretty sure everybody ain't looking at it, or you ain't heard many statements from like white older male figures like if she'll lick your ass, she'll if you want her to lick your ass, you'll let a man lick your ass or whatever. Like, do you hear about that type of way?
Me and my homies, we ain't down with ass licking.
Getting
you
your
ain't
ass
down to
licked?
ass lick.
Yeah.
You ain't licking
I
your
thought
wife's
you
ass,
said that.
but you doing all
No.
types of other shit.
Oh yeah.
You wanted
You
to
getting
smother
punched
you,
in the
but you
face,
ain't licking the
smothered,
ass.
but you ain't
Nah.
licking her ass.
Why not?
How do you not? She bent over. The shit is right next to the pussy hole.
How?
How? But you gonna let her punch you in your goddamn face?
Goddamn it,
I'm
how?
sorry. I'm a little perplexed right now on what you just said. You said some freaky ass shit on this show, but ass licking is off your list.
I'd rather be
Hey.
I'd rather be punched and choked than to get my
Something
ass
is
licked.
wrong. No, I'm not talking about getting your ass licked. I'm
Oh,
talking about
okay.
licking her ass.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
That's
I get
what we
I-
talking about.
First of all,
I
get-
don't
I get
understand.
mine.
I got a simple answer
First
for
of
that.
all,
I don't understand y'all motherfuckers. It's y'all woman's ass.
I got a simple answer for
Please
that.
tell me.
Cause that's where poop comes from.
So what? Pee come out her
blood,
pussy hole.
hold on,
And
blood,
it's clean.
nigga, blood,
Everything.
babies. After
What is
birth,
y'all
all that
logic?
shit.
I don't understand y'all. Like y'all do not make sense to me. It's y'all woman. Y'all know she clean.
Hold on.
She is not about to shit
Hold
in your
on.
mouth.
And scientifically,
Oh my God.
scientifically, her mouth is likely more dirtier than her asshole.
See, luckily for me, I
'Cause your
don't
tongue
believe
is
everything
disgusting.
science says. You know.
See, that's what I'm just saying. If we're talking about stuff being nasty, we don't mind kissing the fuck out of somebody,
Yeah.
and their mouth is pouring with
You
dirty, nasty
absolutely
bacteria, and we're totally okay with that. But a freshly clean asshole, at least the outside of an ass, I wouldn't say you need to be putting your tongue inside of somebody's ass. The outside of an ass, that's like, oh my God, that's disgusting. And then we'll go and grab her and put our tongue in her dirty, filthy ass mouth.
I spoke on that earlier.
That's just nonsense.
I spoke on that earlier about morals and stuff. Like somebody have OCD.
Don't lick ass if she's pooping though. If she's currently
Who does
pooping,
that? Nobody's talking. Who's over here talking about soon as she get off the toilet? Like it's like obviously when y'all about to have sex,
Come
she's
drop a
clean.
douche right in my mouth.
Right. Obviously when she's done, when y'all about to have sex, she's cleaned up. She's cleaned up everything. Like I don't understand. It's y'all women. I'm not talking about going out here randomly fucking licking everyone.
That ass might stink though.
Well, then you shouldn't be fucking her in the first place.
That ass might
if
stink.
you ain't gonna lick, you don't even need to be licking her pussy. You don't need to be doing nothing. She need to be sucking your dick and throwing you in that style. I think it's just you shocked me. You, Leo, I get it. You
want to be suffocated.
You
but
the most freakiest motherfucker out there.
I got a weird thing about poop, man. Like,
there's no poop
I don't like it either.
yeah, but
What is this?
Just the thought
What
of
is this?
it comes from that.
What I don't get is, hold on, this is what I'm trying to say.
Let me ask you
You've
this
seen a
question.
woman bent over, right?
Right.
That shit is like fucking platinum. How do you not, when you see her bent over, want to lick everything there? How does that not? How does that not happen? I need you to go home. I need you to go home and try.
Let me ask him a question. Keep it 100. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Don't lie.
I got you.
Have you ever licked a pussy while it was on the period?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh my God!
Hey,
that will never happen.
Stop talking.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scream. What the fuck?
I knew he was gonna say
fucking vampire? Who does that shit?
I knew he was gonna say
what the fuck?
Listen, but he worried about.
Are you kidding me?
He
right
worried
now?
about the poop being inside of the stomach.
Oh my God!
Because that's where it said the poop is inside of the stomach. He's worried about that. But you licking the pussy with the blood coming out.
I'm mic drop.
I gotta say, me personally, I would not probably.
That will never happen. I will never do that.
I'd definitely rather do the groceries than to be eating.
That's not even a question. That's not even in my
Dude,
realm.
the
of
groceries
conversation.
ain't nothing but skin.
It's
just skin. That's
I
it.
am never eating a fucking pussy.
You got your red wings.
I ain't even fucking you on your period.
He said you got your red wings.
That's what they call it.
It's time tonight. You need to go ahead and lick
Let
your wife's ass.
me just say this.
Yo, cold
If
thing.
my woman came to me and was like, "Hey,
She want the groceries.
I want you to take my groceries to town," I would humor her. And I would try it. Yeah.
You need to go ahead and do it after what you just
I would try.
I'm wondering, how do you even miss it? The shit is like half an inch away from the vagina. Like,
it's easy to miss it.
How did you miss the shit?
I mean,
no pun intended.
It's very hard to miss, buddy. It's very hard to miss. No, I don't even know how you don't accidentally do it.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's like
I don't even know how it doesn't accidentally.
When you've been taught your whole life not to do such a thing, it's easy not to do such a thing.
Who been teaching you not to eat that?
Hold on, I got a question. Who's been teaching y'all to do it?
Nigga, nobody taught me porn and just knowing a woman is pleasure.
Kevin Gates, nigga.
Well, that's fairly recent.
I've been eating ass since I was like
I've been eating ass
16.
since I was 17, 18 years old.
Wow,
because
crazy.
It's pussy, nigga. You eat the pussy, and then you like, all right, man, she
Nigga,
got this other hole. She clean. I didn't eat the pussy enough. I'm gonna try this ass.
When they bust it open, man, it's just like,
let me ask you a
why not?
question.
Especially when they bend over and bust it open.
Listen,
why the fuck not?
You might watch something like it's things that I've watched like on like porn that I'm not trying to do in real life.
But eating ass is not one of them things I watch and I'm like, damn, I'm not interested. When she bent over on all fours and that pussy is there, why in the fuck don't you?
I think too much. It's like, damn,
that's your problem.
You know what come out of
just
that?
do.
I can't stop thinking.
Same thing
I
that come out
gotta
the
see.
pussy.
Oh, you don't lick ass either?
No.
Oh, okay, good for you.
Do you eat
man.
pussy whilst on this period?
No.
Then you ain't got to defend yourself. You are out of the question. You have eaten. You are Moses, motherfucker. Go eat that motherfucker. Go eat that motherfucking ass, man.
Now I don't know. Maybe if I need to start.
You need to try it.
Yeah, you drink.
Nah, not
you
for
need to
us.
start eating ass.
No, you better not look at me crazy.
I gotta start drinking or something. Like
you don't gotta drink.
Shit, I don't drink.
It's your woman. I feel like you disrespecting your woman right now.
It ain't about that.
It is. You
Listen,
disrespecting
it's not personal.
You telling her in some way she ain't clean enough to get
That's
her.
not some shit I can do sober. Like
it's not even a not sober thing. You horny as fuck. You see her pussy, you lick her pussy, you can lick her ass.
I'll wake up in the morning and lick isolated ass. I don't even. It don't even got to be pussy involved. I just lick the ass. I mean, I don't understand.
I don't get it. Why we Why we
challenge
getting
here?
looked at like we crazy?
What's the challenge here?
Well, I don't know. Like this nigga, how long you been with your woman?
Man, like 7 years.
And you ain't
7
never ate
years.
Them groceries?
You been with your wife for how long?
Close to that.
Them
All right,
groceries,
So
though?
you been with your woman for 7 years. You disrespecting her, by the way, and you ain't even tried. You been
Actually,
with your
probably
woman
longer
for
than
about
that.
7 years. You didn't ate some bloody pussy, and you won't even eat the damn ass.
Well, in my defense,
There's no defense.
in my
you ate bloody
in my
pussy.
current relationship, she's not down for that.
Try it. She ain't down because you ain't opened it up.
She ain't down for the time of the month eating.
okay.
But you is.
Yeah, I mean I totally.
So
would,
you
yeah.
excited about that,
Yeah.
but you don't want to eat no goddamn ass.
Like I said, if she came to me and she said, "Dear,
Throw it out there.
I want
Just
you to
do it.
tongue
Just take the
my
bull
ass."
by the
Don't even
horn.
throw it out there,
It
man.
might
Just
it might gateway
bend
all
her
your
over,
shit.
bend her over and just start licking
think
her
about
ass.
it. Gateway it. You eat her ass, then she might compromise and let you eat her
Right.
pussy on
You
her
might
period.
get choked. You might like it.
I'm not gonna be treated like I'm weird because I eat.
No.
And I'm not talking about
Look,
rape.
I
I'm
don't
not.
give a fuck
I'm
about-
not no chronic
I don't care
out
nothing
here
about
eating.
being weird.
Right.
I'm licking
I'm
that ass. I
normal.
don't give a fuck.
I'm pretty like I'm not no chronic out here just eating random girls' ass. If I fuck with you and we on a sexual level and we got, I know after I eat your pussy like once or 2 times, you clean. I know I'm not gonna fuck with you if you ain't clean. I believe if your pussy clean, your ass is clean. You're
Jerry.
not gonna put me in no awkward
Jerry,
situation.
some Amber Lee said, "Trust me, she wants you to.
Yeah, all women do.
She wants you to lick."
I
the
don't
ass.
know about that.
You
now.
disrespecting your woman. You need to go ahead and go
You
home
ain't
and
no,
make
you
that
ain't
right.
no, you ain't no real nigga.
It ain't about her.
You ain't
It
no
is
real
about
nigga.
her. It's all sex is always about the
Nah,
woman. And the
yeah,
moment you
yeah.
realize that, the moment you realize that, you'll be okay.
This seems
Sex
like
is not
this
about
seems like
us.
some anxiety for you.
It might be.
It's a little bit of anxiety in there for you.
It might be. Once again, I don't think I can do a lot of these things with like a sober mind. Like I got to be drunk. I think too much. I can't help it, man. You know.
I know, but my thought process in that is if we think it too much, if it's about that,
Can't help it.
how do you not think about what goes on with the pussy? Cause that motherfucker.
I've accepted that years
listen,
ago.
that's a wet, gaping, bacteria-filled hole. Period.
I
Blod
was-
come out that motherfucker after birth. Babies' whole souls come out that
I was
motherfucker.
made to
How do we
accept
not
that.
think about that though? You know what I'm saying? Whole soul. That bitch is like a portal from the afterlife to the world and shit. It's bacteria filled. It's
See,
an open.
you gotta
Listen,
look
that
at
shit
it-
is an open, gaping wound, and we totally okay with just licking in that
Sometimes-
motherfucker, doing all types
Listen,
of crazy shit.
Sometimes you trust people based on like the amount of time y'all been spent together. Like we haven't spent that much time together.
Man, I licked that ass
Like,
within the first
I'm
2
talking
weeks.
about me and the ass. You know, I mean,
I don't know why. It's the best part of a woman's body.
I'm talking about the thought.
What is?
Ass. We all love the ass.
What I'm
We
saying-
love it. We condition, especially as black men,
Yeah.
to love the ass. Are we not?
We are.
Okay,
We are.
and you avoiding one of the best parts.
I'm talking about the outside shape of it.
Yeah, the
That's
outside
totally
What the fuck
totally
can you do
different
with
than
the
the
outside?
innards.
You gonna stick your dick in the crack?
different. You can.
What's that do for you?
It's a visual. It's a visual thing.
Y'all niggas is
It's
wild.
visually
You gonna lay your dick
stimulating.
on her ass,
I'm gonna
Craig?
tell y'all right now, y'all the crazy ones. Both of y'all. Y'all the crazy ones.
Look, I'm all about them groceries.
See,
I don't
look,
know fuck y'all.
you know
Listen,
what?
man, I keep a
That's-
grocery list.
that's-
Nigga, I've been on them groceries.
And if you've
since
been
I
on
was a
my
kid.
list, feel free to come on Sleep's post and say something. I don't give a shit.
I've been on them
If you've been on my
groceries,
list,
you know what I'm saying?
you very happy about being on my list, and I don't have a problem saying
Listen,
you was on
you
my
shouldn't have.
goddamn
Listen,
list.
you should not feel shame.
I don't. I'm
about
proud
this
of what
at
I
all.
do.
I don't give a
No, I'm
fuck.
saying
proud
that's a
of
good thing though.
I was doing that shit in high school when
Shit.
that shit was not acceptable.
I have no
I don't give a
problem.
fuck.
See, y'all the truth. You know what
I'm
y'all
gonna keep
remind
being
me
the
of? Y'all, listen, y'all are the truth.
I'm
Let me
gonna
tell
be-
you why. Y'all like Jacksonville Jaguar fans from 5 years ago. Let me tell you why. Because it's like if you was a fan of them motherfuckers other than this year, you a real fan.
Listen,
like you
bro,
was doing this
I
shit before it was
I
fashionable.
tell any
you know?
female
In high school.
I tell
You know
any
motherfuckers
I'll
do
tell
shit in high
school.
listen, I'll tell any female
That's
that
crazy.
if we in a sexual relationship or we really close and I'm having sex with you, sit that thing on my face.
Y'all
That's
before
how I am.
y'all
I'm a
before
freak.
you before your
Let's go.
time.
I ain't
Nigga,
before my time.
nigga, I was-
I'm open sexually and I know that to please a woman,
I
I'm
was
not
licking
gonna
ass
stop.
before I even had sex.
Hey, that's real
what you
nigga
before
shit.
your time if you
Hey,
doing
man.
that.
And you behind your time.
I'm an ass
You a late
connoisseur.
ass
Probably
bloomer.
am.
You gonna be an old ass man talking about I can't do it, bruh.
I think I'll break down soon.
We gonna help you.
Listen, listen.
I'll drill that shit in your head.
For me, what it come down to is, I would never want to, and I never would have sex with any woman who didn't have good hygiene. In order for, because I have really good hygiene, I won't even think about having sex unless I've showered within the last hour. So I need my women to be like that. I need you to be super clean. And if you are super clean and we're having sex, if you can't even clean the outside of your ass, like what are you, a child? Like it shouldn't be nothing there.
He got mad.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't even be nothing there. Everything should be super clean. And if the woman is clean, I don't understand what the kickback is on it.
Once again,
Because I mean, the poop exists in her stomach.
Listen.
I think a lot of people think poop is inside the butt. Like,
Right.
the butt holds the poop.
Sometimes it do be like you
No,
know
listen,
you had that like little break off.
some grown ass woman
it's like-
some grown ass woman told me that she was like, I don't know why y'all like them girls with them big ass butts. That's just more poop.
She think
Like,
that,
bitch,
she
it ain't
think
in
they-
the booty.
She
Like,
think
you
they ass is
yes,
thick because of
yes,
this
she
shit?
think that. Yes, she thought the ass was where you stored the
she-
poop.
Ignorant.
She's slow.
Ignorant.
Like, bitch is in her stomach. It's not in her fucking ass. Stupid.
Ignorant.
God.
But no, for real, to bring it back full circle, we almost need to
Shame
put a
us.
slash.
Nigga
on
tried
the
to shame
title
us.
of the
This
episode. 'cause we done went
turned
off
into a whole
something
nother
else.
motherfucking shit. Y'all pissed me off.
Like, yeah, you did. You got passionate.
I ain't gonna lie.
You got real
Y'all
passionate.
made me mad.
But
I don't need bitches in my inbox though asking to get their ass. But don't disrespect me. I'm not.
How you doing?
I got no. That's not happening.
So
Listen,
you like that,
I'm in
huh?
when I'm in relationships. Okay, that's how I
Oh,
am.
I ain't got to be in no relationship to look
Well, I mean,
that.
obviously, I gotta trust you and know you, but I'm not
ain't
gonna
gotta
just. I ain't out here. But I mean, you can't shame me into it either. I don't really give a fuck. Like Nicki Minaj be trying to shame Meek Mills for eating her. Nah, she sound corny. Bitch, be happy he did it. That's all I'm saying.
True.
Like,
At the end of the day, it's all about this. This episode is mostly about shame. I
It
guess
is about shame,
more
shame,
than, more than
shame,
anything
shame,
else.
Shame, shame,
low down,
shame.
dirty shame.
Now,
Play on words.
some shame is good. All shame isn't bad. You know, let's keep that in perspective too. Once again, shame has kept me away from the anus for all of these years. And
Clearly.
let's not say that that's a bad thing. Maybe that was
is.
for a reason. Maybe I would have went off the deep end.
What's the deep end?
Gayness.
Nah,
For black men,
Well,
for
there's
black
no-
men, for
there's
black men,
no deep-
for black men, the deep end is always gay.
I didn't mean that.
That's always gay.
I didn't mean
Especially
that.
when it's about a booty.
It's always.
It's
yeah.
always
It's
gay.
always
That's
No.
always the
Back in your
worst case
head,
scenario.
That's the only scenario.
The deep end I was speaking
nigga,
of
you
was
ain't
me
in high
just
school.
eating
Be honest
all
with yourself.
What you
ass
think
of
you gonna get
women.
capped on,
Be honest
roasted?
with yourself.
What you think you
About
gonna get
what?
roasted?
About the booty stuff. It always come back to gayness.
Or they think they gonna get
Originally.
roasted?
Originally,
Be honest,
yeah.
Or you think you gonna get roasted? You ain't in high school. You a grown ass man.
Think
You
about
pay your
it.
own bills.
Think you gonna become gay and shit? Like,
It
oh
ain't
man,
about
I be
that.
licking her
No,
ass. I
see-
might lick a dude's ass.
See, sometimes if once again how you condition, if you taught that something is not right, you're
Right.
gonna grow up if you're not already like super inclined to want to do it, then you'll easily push that.
Nigga,
to
I
the
was
side.
never
Like,
super inclined to eat
No,
ass.
you was doing it at 16 before
It
it was-
happened, nigga.
Nah.
No, this how it happens. You have sex.
It was
you
meant to be.
It was meant to be. But what I'm saying is, you start eating
was an
pussy,
originator.
and you either know or you don't know. I mean, but the thing of it is, I went out there promoting it, but it's like the only reason why most guys don't do it is because most black guys, because they either think they're gonna get roasted or they think it's gay.
They think they gonna turn gay.
or you just simply think it's nasty.
Hell
It's
no.
not
All
nasty.
sex,
Let's
all
not
sex-
forget
All
that.
sex is nasty.
No,
though.
but no,
all of
it's
it is.
levels to nastiness though.
not.
Shit is usually the nastiest thing.
But what
you
shit got to do
No.
with anything?
equate with human? That's where it
Blood.
come from.
Blood.
Stop acting like it don't come out of there.
But blood
Like-
come out of the vagina.
Okay, but blood is not as dirty as shit.
Period,
To
blood
many
is.
people.
Nigga, who's out here saying that the bitch is shit?
Listen,
There's no
listen.
shit.
Why we talking about
Time out. Time out.
know,
Time
man,
out.
it's Christmas.
Jerry, hold on. You promoting the shit, and Jerry high fiving you, and he literally says,
Hold on.
He
So,
like-
wait, I got a question.
He
Hold on.
actually-
I got a question. So if somebody,
stand y'all
you can
niggas.
establish that somebody does not have diseases, right? Would you rather they cut themselves and wipe blood on their arm, or would you rather they shit in their hand and
bro,
rub shit
there's
on your
no
arm? Hold on,
shit
answer-
involved.
fuck that.
in-
Answer
Hold
the
on,
question.
that's a
There's no
terrible
shit.
comparison.
Answer the question.
That's a terrible
There's
comparison.
no
Answer the
shit
question.
involved.
Listen,
Answer the question.
with the two things we talking about,
Right.
there actually is blood involved. The other thing, there is no
There's
poop
none.
involved.
I have never ate a girl ass and shit even came close.
But the point is this: blood comes out of there at some point, and shits come out of there at some point.
Spit
so it
come
is
out
the
of your
same
mouth.
thing.
Let
No, but
me
the two things
let me
is,
ask you
it's
guys
actually
this.
blood when he licking it.
No, I'm not talking about licking it while it's happening. I'm talking about from my
Right.
perspective.
Yeah.
You like blood
You
come out of
paranoid.
there, so you might as
You
well
too
do
paranoid.
it.
I got this. I got this.
Yeah, I hope so. Clean it up.
Okay.
No pun intended.
Right. for the ass
Clean it
lickers
up.
in the room here.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just say
As licking number one.
you'd lick your woman's arm, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Weird, but okay.
What if she took a shit on her arm or wiped shit and smeared it on her arm
Yep.
and then just like wiped it up and cleaned it? Would you look at it and just be like, all right, I'm going to lick that same spot?
If she wiped her arm up with like body wash and shit, yeah. Why not?
And there's no. Did you really
You done had shit on your fingers. Your wife has had shit on her fingers before. Would you not kiss her fingers?
We have food in our mouth sometimes when we kiss people. Like, what I'm saying is there's not a woman that disrespectful. And if she is, you address that when it happens. It's like a bitch letting you eat her out and her pussy smelly. Like,
Niggas still do that.
I am under the impression that every woman that I've been with, they've respected me enough to clean themselves before we do anything. I already know the moment. That's why they've been elected to have it.
Y'all still didn't answer my question.
What are you talking? What's the question? You paranoid about shit?
No, I'm just asking. So
you think you
once
gonna
again, like, if
would
would you rather somebody wipe blood on your arm or wipe shit on your arm?
I don't want neither.
If you had to choose.
But if I gotta choose,
blood.
Clearly. But blood isn't going in my mouth. So what you saying is you rather eat some bloody pussy than some non
I'm
shitty
not
ass.
saying that. No, I'm not saying that.
Because it's not like
Well, that's the point you're making.
No.
So that's what you're saying.
Don't make my point. The point I'm making is this. You
extreme,
said that. Y'all said
Shit
that.
is nasty.
That's
Anything
We ain't
involving
eating shit.
Ain't nobody eating
I know
shit.
Like y'all over here trying to. I don't like what they
that.
doing. I don't like what they doing right now.
No, you taking it the wrong way. I'm not saying that. I'm only answering one point that was made.
I don't like what y'all
Listen,
doing.
I'm only addressing one point.
I know, but you
Y'all
twisted
had
it.
made a point. Then you said at some state that blood comes out of there. So if you eat that, you might as well eat the ass because shit come out of
We
the ass.
said that to
I get it,
Mr.
it's
Vampire over here
We
who's
were talking
already
about
eating.
him licking blood.
He
I get it,
he
that it's
literally
not
is
present.
eating pussy with blood in
All right, I
it.
got a question.
And we ain't shaming you,
If it's
Jerry.
not,
I'm not shaming you. Only reason why I'm going hard on him because he's no. The reason why I'm going hard on him is because he's okay with licking blood, which is literally that's literally he's eating blood out of a pussy. But what I'm saying is when you eat a girl's ass who's clean, she's not going. You're not going.
I got a question though. Well, never mind, because y'all not eating.
You get what I'm
Shit is
saying?
coming out. I'm sorry.
There's
I'm
nothing
not-
coming
I'm
out,
almost
bro.
that passionate.
There's nothing coming out.
You're
There's
right.
not even a close
All right,
thing.
so what if something did come out? Would you be traumatized?
I beat that bitch ass.
That's why it's never happened to me. Because she should know, and she should have enough common sense to tell you, hey, stop.
Listen, man,
Stop.
I'm not even cool with women passing gas like
What if
at
she
all.
had? What if she pooted it while you was doing?
Yeah,
the
look.
pussy be farting. You know what about the booty?
Oh, my
what if
God.
she pooped on your
Well,
face?
I
again,
might faint, man.
And it
women,
stank.
that's on her. She knows and respects you enough to say, hey, stop.
What if she
Accidents
like, hold on,
happen,
I got
man.
gas, go out poot, and the next room and
Again,
come back, you
the
gonna go,
session's
you
over.
gonna go back
No,
in?
the session's over at that point.
It's
Bro,
just air though. It's
Bro.
just air.
No.
Right?
Yeah, it's just air.
listen, man.
No.
The session, it's never happened. listen,
air.
all I can tell you is it's never happened. It's never happened. Usually when a woman.
In all
when
my
I'm-
years of licking ass, that ain't never happened.
Right, because I know when they know that
I'm
something's about to
14 years
happen.
deep in this game.
Usually when I'm doing it, if she's hold on, right. Usually when I'm doing it and she stops me, that means that she knows something's about to happen with her body and she doesn't want to embarrass herself.
True.
And I don't force it anymore. It's over. She stopped it for a reason. That's exactly
I'm
what
dumb.
they
I
do.
ask too many questions. Everything.
Yeah,
all
nah,
right?
I'm gonna take that hint because
What
she
was
don't
that?
want to mess up the mood.
What if her stomach growl while you doing
Oh
it?
man.
I always tell women that, especially if it's a woman who I'm having sex with, if your stomach ain't feeling good, let's not do nothing.
Don't do it.
Because listen, if you fuck up, I can't fuck you no more. Period. Now one girl who I made squirt the one time and she pooped all over the bed. I never could slay again.
Ever.
Don't fuck up. All right.
done.
If your stomach,
should've stopped
listen, if
it.
your stomach fucked up, we
Right.
shouldn't even be doing
Right.
nothing. Just suck my dick.
Don't traumatize.
Just suck my dick. If you know your stomach fucked up because she squirted and she pooped all over the bed,
Yeah, that's dead.
I can never slay
We
again.
do.
Was it like shark or was
It
it,
don't
like
even
solid?
matter.
It
bro.
was like watery.
That's
okay.
bad.
It
That's
was turds. I mean, she
never
Yeah, I
again.
couldn't imagine like a big turd just.
No. And listen, she didn't even know. She didn't even know at first because she had squirted.
Ain't enough.
So like when you squirt, you
And
lose
you was
control.
like,
You basically lose control of your bowels a little bit when you squirt. She didn't even know. So I had made her squirt. Then I put the dick back in, and then I'm like, something smell weird.
Whoa. Yeah,
I like
it's
something so weird.
I would have ran up out of there.
I looked down. I was like, hey, something happened down here.
You nice. You nice.
Let me
I'm
ask you
real
this.
nice. You real nice. You real
Let me ask you this: what if you was eating ass
No, man.
and the chick couldn't control it no more and just diarrhea blasted
I'm beating her ass.
over you?
Sorry, we through.
Oh my
I'm
God.
sure you could be playing
No.
with it. It's-
Listen,
Yeah.
I would be.
Why you-
No.
Yeah.
I would be so pissed off.
It's
Stuff happens on
A
accident.
part of me will have to laugh about
doesn't
that. Like, what the
happen.
fuck, man? I'm like, I can't never fuck with you again. I can never even see you again. Yeah, that's
Listen,
just.
women know when they body about the man. You know.
Everybody know when they got
It's like
got the shit.
It's like
Shit
when I'm-
don't just come
it's-
out of
okay,
nowhere.
It's like if you getting your
About
dick.
that?
Yeah,
Wait,
I got ass.
Hold on. It's like
Have
if
you-
you getting your dick sucked and you know you gotta pee. You're not gonna sit here and let yourself possibly come,
I'll
plus
piss in a
possibly
bitch's mouth.
piss in a bitch's face. You know you gonna.
I've
Hey,
pissed
man, I
in
gotta go
women's
pee.
face before.
That's probably because she wanted it. You're not gonna unwantedly piss in her face.
It's pretty hard to piss
You know when
while your dick hard.
you know when your
Like,
body about to tell you it's
when the
about
cum
to-
valve on, it's really hard for the pee valve to be on.
y'all-
Usually
y'all
if you
fucking
gotta
up the
pee,
image.
usually if you gotta pee, that make you last longer. Though.
But you know when you know what I'm saying though. If you getting your dick sucked and she adamant about sucking your dick, and you know if you gotta pee really bad and you also about to come, most likely you're gonna pee before you come. So you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna piss on her goddamn face. What I'm trying to say is your body lets you know when something's about to happen.
Hold on,
this
Sleep.
bad.
The chick that didn't happen to you, do you think she knew that was gonna happen?
She knew her stomach was fucked up because
Exactly.
the way her poop was like watery. So
Her guts was
she had diarrhea. Her stomach was fucked up. So she knew that, and she still chose to meet me at the hotel and did that. So I'm glad it wasn't at my house. We was at a hotel, but she fucked up that whole bed. It was just bad.
And you know why
Listen,
she did
it was so terrible. It was on my sock too. It was on. I just took I left the socks in the hotel. I just threw my Timbs back on with no socks. That shit was on my underwear. I don't know why I was fucking her with underwear on. I pulled my dick through the dick hole. I had on underwear and I had on socks. It was brown stuff on my boxers and it was brown stuff on my socks. And she just sat there in the bed with the covers pulled up to her face. She was so embarrassed. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to leave it and you get yourself together. Text me later. Check this shit out. She texted me about 6 hours later, my nigga. Guess what she said?
What?
The first text she sent me after that situation was 6 hours later. She said, oh my God, that felt so good. We need to get back together again. Why this bitch try to act like it never happened?
Because she want to
She
shit
didn't
on you.
speak on it or anything. She didn't apologize or nothing. She just acted like it didn't happen. She like, oh my God, I've never squirted before. That felt so good.
Why should she apologize? That was something natural that happened to her,
She
man.
shirted.
Yeah.
That shit was gross.
She shirted.
It was gross.
That shitting and squirting. at the same
Man,
time. She
that's
shirted.
unacceptable.
Shirted.
And for her to try to downplay it is different. I would have been like, ugh.
You want to complain about a chick shitting, but you lick her ass. Ugh.
What?
Jerry,
I had two things to say.
time out, man. I'm sorry. I'm
It's the
sorry,
same
Jerry.
thing.
Time
Like,
out.
Hold on. It's the same
Time out.
thing. Like a woman might
Hold
be into like giving oral, but necessarily not
Time
into
out.
like
Hold
swallowing.
on.
Some women to
Catching.
beat your ass if you
Hold
come in their mouth. Bitches to swing on you for that. If
That's
they ain't into
similar.
having their mouths came into.
What's up,
Jerry.
Chris?
I'm sorry, man. I love you. But I got to keep bringing this back to you, man. You cannot say, You literally take the blood out of a pussy. You
Period blood.
It's not like I'm sucking.
Period blood stinks.
It's not like
Jerry,
I'm
how
like,
do you not? How do you not vomit? There's
He
that
envisioned
shit on
you.
Fear
I
Factor.
seriously doubt it was like a half.
Don't give him a pat.
Yeah.
That's your problem. Why you always the advocate
You
for
can't
shit,
help
man?
it,
Why
bro.
you
You,
always doing this?
Oh, you co-signing that?
No,
Right, you
I'm not.
co-signing this, but
You
you
co-signing that behavior?
I'm trying to be.
I hope your girl
You
listens.
trying to make stuff about the poop with the ass
hope
licking,
not.
but then with the
I hope
blood,
she is.
it ain't about that.
So she can stick her bloody pussy in your mouth, but she
No.
can't stick her non-shitty ass.
And
in
listen,
your
we ain't even
That's
talking regular
disrespectful.
blood. We ain't talking like you cut your arm blood. Period blood stinks. It does not smell good. That shit is like, what is it, like dead eggs and shit that their body is.
It's not
getting
like
rid
it
of. That
secretes
shit
it
ain't.
all the time. It's just like an ass, man. You can wipe that shit up, and it's clean for a good 15, 20 minutes, and you can go to town.
That's true.
You ain't coming up looking like Hannibal Lecter.
Bro, how do you
know?
withstand the smell? How
I
could
wouldn't
you?
know.
How would you? How like? There's no smell. Like her pussy's clean. I'm not talking. I don't know why this is. I'm more. Your reaction is what's shocking me. I'm sorry.
let me ask you this.
Cause you're an anomaly. You know, it's not a lot of guys who do what you do. That's on a different realm.
Yeah.
And you
And
say,
if they do, they definitely lick ass. If they do,
You would think.
Yes.
You would think 1 + 1. You would think licking ass wasn't bad.
You are the guy that runs before you walk. You just totally skipped ass licking and just totally went right to period pussy licking.
Hold on. What do you mean? You skipped sex and went to.
Whoa,
ass
Leo,
licking.
think
Like,
about this.
I was a child.
Hold on, Leo, listen to this though. There are more guys that lick ass. There are not
Way
a lot of
more.
guys. He is a
Ass-
small.
ass licking is a
That
normal
not,
thing.
I'm sorry, not trying to be funny. That's not normal. It's
It
not a
is.
normal sexual.
It's new normal.
But he just told us he
Nobody
He
is-
just said he like being suffocated while you have sex.
I'd say
so clearly,
I'd say the new normal would be licking ass.
I agree. That's new
Yeah,
normal.
That's new normal.
Yeah. As far as being accepted publicly, you know what I'm saying?
where did we go with this? Well, we supposed to be talking about
Hey
rape.
man,
right?
it's all.
I didn't do this.
It's pizza, baby. It's all good.
It's pizza, baby.
It's all good.
I came here being serious, trying to have some serious dialogue about rape culture.
And we did for the first 45 minutes. We did.
Shit went left. I don't know what happened. Motherfucker, stop tuning in,
Yeah,
bro.
shit. It's
All right, man.
the longest episode.
Wrap this shit up.
It's been
Oh, man.
overdue.
All right, how do we bring this in, folks?
All right, listen.
watch this.
Listen. Don't rape. Don't shame people who have been raped. If a woman says that she's been raped, the first idea is that you should always just listen to her and try to believe her. Talk to her about it, but never make her feel bad about coming out. Because if it was your daughter, you wouldn't want somebody doing that to her.
Also, if you are raped,
Say something
it's best to say something immediately, not only for your sake of getting the person held accountable,
to save
because
other people.
you got DNA that can be lost or washed away if you don't, because some people will go home and take that shower, that
The shower of
shame or guilt or whatnot. Because a lot of times, some women blame themselves for this shit happening because a lot of people, once again, in the rape culture, we have told them it is their fault. You did this to make it happen.
Right.
A lot of women, mothers, blame a woman that they son then raped and shit, just because naturally they don't want to see their kid as doing anything wrong type of thing. So don't get caught up in that. If anything happened to you, just please, if you want something to happen or the person to get held accountable, it's best to speak on that shit immediately.
I agree.
Because if not, people really ain't gonna believe you the longer it go. Especially if it's a celebrity, because people ain't gonna want to believe that they favorite fucking celebrity that had made their favorite movie, TV show, album, song, or whatever is even capable of doing that shit. And we got plenty of examples of that. R. Kelly, Michael Jackson.
True.
R. Kelly and Michael Jackson has made so much great music that I listen to the shit and I totally black out all of the allegations.
I cannot. Fuck R. Kelly. I can't listen to this nigga. Or Michael Jackson.
Listen, R.
I
Kelly
respect what they did, but them niggas pedophiles.
Like-
I can't even rock with it.
Hold on, that's another thing. I'm sorry, I thought we was leaving, but another question. This happens with families too, like when an uncle or a grandfather or somebody, a dad, rape or molest a child in the family.
Right.
Once again, you can feel multiple ways about somebody. Some people don't want to report somebody because of the greatness that they felt they provided to their life. A lot of people have been raped by celebrities and don't want to tell on them because they still love them in that weird way. Same thing. How do you feel? Trying to think the best way to ask.
I don't love any celebrities because I don't know any celebrities.
Well, I'm not just talking about the celebrity. I'm just speaking in general. Like, do you think that the relationship somebody have with the victim or the rapist or whatever you want to call it, like, what? I can't even ask it in the right way. Fuck.
Are we talking about R. Kelly and them still, or are we talking about rape?
In general, I was just finna say, like, what do you think? What do you attribute the? I can't even ask it the right way without it sounding fucked up. I'm trying to be politically correct here. I'm sorry.
This is shit you shouldn't
Shit,
say
right.
podcast.
Wrong show.
No, but the way I was gonna say it, it was gonna come out wrong. I just asked this question then. It's similar but not the same. Okay, so when it comes to the family thing, R. Kelly thing, or whatever position of power, do you think that level of influence should be considered when people don't come out and tell on somebody?
Yeah, I do. Because, I mean, R. Kelly or Michael Jackson are, like, they're very popular people. And people wouldn't want to believe you because they don't want to break the affection that they have for that person. So Michael Jackson got millions of fans who still won't accept what he was doing because to accept it, then they have to stop liking him. And they will have to stop listening to him. Or they will have to reconcile within themselves that they're okay with listening to listening to a man who hurt little kids.
All right.
So it's easy to just deny it. Like, man, he didn't do that. Of
think-
course he did. He paid out like fucking 12 families.
you don't-
Of course he raped those
You don't
kids.
think you can separate the man from the art?
I can't because I don't know you personally.
What about movies? Like,
If I knew you personally,
like
yes.
Kevin Spacey is now a gay rapist, apparently. Can you not watch Kevin Spacey movie?
Well, I
and
say
enjoy it now?
well, the difference is for an actor, he's acting like somebody else. For a singer or something, he's talking about his experiences and how he feels
Some
about
of these
shit.
niggas don't even write the
But
songs, though,
but R. Kelly does. So if we're talking about R. Kelly,
true.
he's a songwriter.
Yeah, you're right.
And so a lot of his music is very sexually fueled.
Can't escape that.
Exactly, and that's why I can't deal with that. Like, if it was an actor, that's different.
Right.
I like that character he's playing. I don't know Kevin Spacey in real life, but with R. Kelly, if you feel like you know him, because his music is very personal and it's very sexually
What if
fueled.
he
So
was on-
when
what
he's
if he was
talking about
singing
sex,
about-
I think he's talking
the
about
best
little girls.
example is Frank Ocean. People like Frank Ocean's music a lot, male-wise and stuff like that.
Until they found out he was talking about men.
Yeah.
And then it's like, for a man, it becomes a detachment and women because the women want to believe he's talking about them. They know he's talking about a dude.
Right.
And men, when we listen to R&B,
we think about things to do to a woman.
Yeah.
And now he only has one audience.
Exactly. So when you hear Frank Ocean, you like,
damn, that shit sound good, but
I
can't rock this.
So do you think I'm wrong for still enjoying R. Kelly sexual
No, I
songs?
think you have a special affinity for him because you're from Chicago, and it's a little bit different. He's like one of your own, and you don't want to abandon him.
Hey, guess what?
I think if he was from somewhere else, you probably wouldn't give a fuck. But because y'all from the same place, you have a special affinity for that person.
So he's a big influence on you music-wise, right?
Yeah.
He's very sexual too. He eat ass.
I know.
Yeah, bring that back.
So
bring that back.
So
She's just saying.
Should I molest and pee too?
No, you ain't got to do that.
I'm just
but
saying,
you should.
you know,
I'm gonna piss on you.
I shouldn't you gotta be careful when you choosing who
But
to
I'm
be
just
inspired
saying,
by.
R. Kelly freak.
You know, you gotta be,
I mean, but he already inspired you. He's probably part of a lot of your
you gotta
sexual
be careful.
ventures.
You never know.
He's probably part of a lot of your sexual ventures. I'm
Chocolate
I
Factory.
like women.
Why you think he made the song Chocolate Factory? What you think that song about?
I don't know.
Huh? What
He
you
like
think
black
about?
women? I don't know.
Nah.
I don't know.
saying. He like them all.
Talking about licking that
Kels like them all.
Maybe that was like his play on like Willy Wonka and him being a pervert promoting the kids.
Listen, this
Sick
nigga,
guy.
this
I don't
nigga go
know.
by the moniker Pied Piper, which is the fairy tale of the Pied Piper was a man who was getting kids to leave their villages and come to his place. He started. Not only is he a molester, but he started throwing it in our faces in his songs and going by these type of things, wearing Zorro mask and shit like that. Like he just got so ridiculous with the shit. Like goddamn, man,
it's like
you ain't
after,
trying
it's
to
like
have-
after OJ killed his wife, he wrote a book saying, "If I would have,
if I killed,
Like
if
that's
I
how
did.
you know. That's how. That's so. Sometimes in life, you know, you reach a certain level of status or talent
Where you know
where you
motherfuckers
can
can't
rub
hurt you.
this
Yup.
shit in people's face and they can't do nothing about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
He had a song that was called "Seems Like You're Ready." Seems like you're ready.
Well,
Talking to fucking little girls about. Oh well, the song was I'm guessing about Aaliyah or one of the other little girls who you fucked. And when I hear it before the whole shit came out, I'm thinking like, oh, he talking about like maybe him and a girl about to have sex for the first time and she
in
ready.
college
Like
and,
nah,
you know, they
nah.
was
He's talking about a little girl who probably is a whole lot more mature than her age says.
nah.
And I'm like, God, I can't. And I used to love that song, but I can't listen to it no more.
They was juniors in college.
No.
It
He's talking about a
it was spring
13-year-old.
break. They both didn't go back home.
No, he talking about a
spring
thick ass
break.
13-year-old. I can't go. I cannot go.
Oh.
But all right, man, we gonna wrap this up. We went over the
Way
motherfucking
Way
time.
over.
Again, I go by bestseller Sleep. You can go on Amazon and you can pick up my book. It's called The New Kings of Tomorrow. It's a science fiction novel in the same vein as Under the Dome, a Handmaid's Tale, things like that. You mix all that up into one awesome piece of fiction, and that's what you're gonna get with New Kings of Tomorrow. The pre-order's up. It'll be out February 15th. It's $2.99. If you purchase it right now, the pre-order for $2.99, it doesn't actually charge your card until February. I know some of you are worried about that. There won't be a charge until February. It's $2.99. Tell a friend. And actually, if you are from Cincinnati, or fuck it, if you're from anywhere, if you pre-order, send me a screenshot of the pre-order. If you do that, you get a free paperback, and I'm signing that motherfucker.
Tell them where to send the screenshot. So
Send it to my Sleep the Fraternity Facebook, or you could send it to JM Clark, which is my author's page, and I'm gonna get you straight on the free paperback, and I'm gonna sign that song,
Man,
bitch.
this nigga got a pen name.
And if you won't lick your girl's ass, send it to my inbox. I do that too. You know what I'm saying?
All purpose sleep.
it's a hell of a plug.
Nice sales.
Well, you know, I don't have much going on.
It's a 2-for-1 special. $2.99, you get a book and your ass licked.
There's always somebody willing to do what you want.
Thanks for tuning in to the multifaceted, multi-cultured, multi-topic show. Shit I shouldn't say. It's your boy Leo. Say something to him, Chris, before we leave.
We out. Ain't nothing wrong with licking a little ass.
Straight up.
Jerry, you want to clean anything up?
I ain't cleaning nothing up. I'm good.
Except for blood.
Ow. This is shit I shouldn't say. We out.
We out.
You,